Welcome to episode 1 of season 1. Those of you that know the New York series, well, you were listening to a prequel. Things are about to get real interesting. We'll take it away. So, ship's all yours, Captain.
Yeah, well, normally it's the players that do the recap, but a few months have passed. We were in April, we're now in June now. And so the recap falls to me. New York suffers under the weight of its own secrets. The streets are quieter than they should be, hushed under the weight of a pandemic that has emptied the city, turning its avenues into graveyards of shattered businesses and faded neon. The virus has culled the weak, but for those who do not breathe, the world has only become easier to control. The dead rule New York. The Camarilla tightens its grip, shrouded in wealth, its knives sharpening in dimly lit boardrooms. The anarchs gather in ruins, sensing weakness, whispering of revolution. The circulatory system thrives in the gutters, its trade in flesh and blood, untouched by plague. And far beneath the city, deep in the tunnels that should be empty, in churches where no god remains, something else stirs. The war has already begun. You just don't know it yet. The proverbial camera moves unseen, drifting through New York's bones, a quiet specter revealing those who will shape its fate. They are where they are as they are, and thus our story begins. A woman stands alone in a dimly lit office, reflection cast against the wall of glass. From here, the city seems so small. The skyline stretches beneath her, a kingdom of red taillights and empty streets, pulsing like an open wound. Helen Panhard does not move. Behind her, voices murmur in the distant halls. The primogens smell blood in the water. Alicia Gray circles Elysium like a patient predator waiting for a moment. Vivian Myers' group does not speak of treason, but their numbers tell a different story. The anarchs grow restless. The circulatory system moves in silence. And then there are the whispers, the disappearances. She glances at the chessboard on her desk. The king is cornered. Her fingers twitch, resisting the urge to move a piece. The city is slipping, and for the first time in a long time, she feels afraid. The hum of a fluorescent light, the stink of bleach, blood, and sweat. A man is strapped to a chair, his head lolling forward, wrists raw from struggling against steel cuffs. His breathing is ragged, shallow. Qadir al-Sami, he, the sheriff of New York, watches, silent, still, waiting. A knife gleams in his hand, the edge worn smooth from use. I didn't know, the man rasps. Please, I swear. Key tilts his head, steps forward. The knife slides, quick, clean. The figure shudders. Blood drips onto the tile. There are no second chances in his city. Deep beneath the Bronx, tunnels stretch into rotting blackness. Michael Bouchard runs his fingers across the old brick, tracing deep, jagged grooves that cut into the stone. Not Nosferatu marks. Not human. His people are vanishing. Names whispered one night, gone the next. The tunnels are quieter than they should be. The old paths are no longer safe. He exhales, pressing his palm against the wall. Listening. The tunnels whisper back. Something else is here. The church is silent, save for the sound of bodies kneeling in perfect unison. Eli Sanskrit stands at the altar, his voice smooth, patient, measured. The old ways will fall. His congregation bows their heads. The city will burn. A blade is raised, a throat is opened. But the faithful do not flinch. The docks stink of salt, gasoline, and bodies left too long in the heat. Stephen Clark crouches behind a cargo container, pried open with a crowbar. Inside, bodies, pale and drained, stacked like forgotten luggage. He exhales, slow and steady. This was not part of the plan. His shipments are being intercepted. His grip on the docks in Hunts Point are slipping. Eli Sanskrit is behind it. He's certain of it. And somewhere in the dark, someone is watching. The lights flicker in a tattoo parlor that never quite closes. Dylan Matthews wipes down the station, the scent of ink and antiseptic thick in the air. Orion's absence is noted, but unspoken. The work goes on. At the crumbling antique shop, dust clings to the scent of something richer, older. Will watches the street from behind the counter, pretending to be counting the till. He's waiting for something, or someone. A barstool groans under Julian Wainwright's weight as he swirls his drink, staring into the ice like it holds a future. It doesn't, but Matthias does. Luis Riviera flicks the safety off a customized charge, testing its weight in his palm. Another body, another night. The balance must be maintained. A single bare light bulb swings from the rafters. Smoke curls in ghostly ribbons, drifting through the heat of too many bodies packed in too little space. Douglas Callahan leans against the wall, listening, watching. Robert Ward isn't watching shit. He's shouting, slamming his fist against the table. Don't you see it? The fucking camera is bleeding out, and you're worried about playing it fucking safe? Torque exhales through his nose, arms crossed, waiting for an excuse. Any excuse. The Bruja are ready for war. The city will burn before they kneel. The record hums in an old player, the melody is soft, beneath the murmur of voices. At the table in the back, where the shadows reach a little bit deeper, they sit. You have seen the city shifting. You have felt the weight of its hunger. You know something is coming. A glass clinks against wood. Outside, the ward waits for you. And that's my diatribe.
That's a great intro.
It was a pain in the ass writing it.
It's very fitting.
A lot of threats.
There's a lot going on.
A lot of names.
Some new, some not. How many fucking Discord slots is this gonna take up?
All the slots.
A bunch.
My God. Oh, there it is. It didn't even try. All right. The camera's on you guys.
Nice. All right, so 4 of us are in the club or bar, rather.
Yep, just as described, at the back and table by yourselves. It's not very busy in here. The business has picked up a little bit, but it's still COVID. A lot of people are, paranoid, staying home.
All right.
I talked to Bouchard the other day. He says the word is they're going to put the clamps on all electronics. I don't think it's come down formally yet, but use of cell phones, computers, anything like that. I don't think it's to the point yet that they'll kill you if they catch you with a cell phone, but they might. So, word of advice, guys, need to be careful. Be real fucking careful.
Hello.
Basically, bury the motherfuckers deep and don't take them out unless absolutely fucking necessary, because something goes wrong, it'll be your head. And he thinks there's a Nosferatu anti-tribu loose in the sewers. So, sort of semi-sabbat, kind of in opposition to everything the clan stands for.
Sorry, Chet.
I don't really know how that works, because my clan's kind of clan before political affiliations in most cases, and I'm new, so I got no experience with that. But he sounded somewhere between concerned and afraid. And if it bothers Bouchard, it scares the shit out of me.
Who would have thought anything scared that old man?
He's seen a lot of shit. I suspect he's still alive because he knows when to be fucking scared and pull his horns in and be careful. Sort of shit you learn the hard way.
So what I'm hearing is stay out of the sewers.
It's not like you were going to spend much time down there anyway.
Not we
Yeah.
didn't have to.
In case of
Well,
emergency.
you know, I'll be happy to walk you down to the Warrens if you'd like. I've got a couple of good friends down there.
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm good up here.
Have you invested in a pair of chest waders yet?
What?
Oh, like trout fishermen wear, you know, the big rubber boots that look like
Oh,
overalls, straps over your
no.
shoulders, and, you know, full rubber all the way to your waist so you don't ruin your shoes and your trousers.
No, but I think Vivian was looking at those like full-on like diving suits. He kind of smiles at her.
Diving suits.
Yeah, to stay clean in the sewers.
Oh,
I believe he's.
Oh, you'd look cute in, you know, neoprene scuba suit. It look good on you with your figure.
goggles too. I'd fit right in.
Goggles, too. All right. So,
Going diving?
yeah, enjoy diving in that shit, literally.
Even I ain't doing that.
Okay. So, from now on, if a phone has to be used, it's, hey, I need to talk to you. Meet me at, we can predetermine locations, give a number.
Yeah, we probably need to go to code words for locations. Yeah. You know, somebody needs to work up a list of some basic places and some basic commands. Everything needs to be very cryptic. No names, no clans, no Camarilla. You know, if it's kindred speak, it don't need to be said. Cause the Second Inquisition's out there and listening, and again, that's fucking NSA hears everything, man.
So, now that I have a little bit more free time since I don't have my job at the tower anymore, I'll be around to help watch, protect it, each and every one of you.
Did you buy some big knives?
I was hoping we would go down to the range.
Anytime you want it, brother. Happy to walk you down there.
If we could find one
God knows
open.
I need practice.
If not, we'll make our own.
I'll buy you a Nerf gun for practice if you want.
Well,
Can
you can get them with like a laser emitter and a target that works with it for just simple practice.
Why not rubber bullets? It won't hurt that bad.
Yeah, you're a bit.
They sting. It's not bad.
Use that on riders and they fucking fall down in a heap.
I'm aware.
Break
I mean,
your ribs to get you right.
Better to break your ribs than to, blow them out.
Yeah, well. Human gets hit in the head with one of those, it can kill him. They're not jokes.
I'm not joking about it.
Yeah.
If you're going to practice and train, you're going to feel it.
So, trips to the range aside, what are our next steps? I have something I need to pursue. I wouldn't mind some backup, but if anyone else has anything that needs to happen, I think we can chat about it now.
I don't have anything immediate. I'll be happy to help.
I'm going to be putting.
What I've got on the stove is kind of individual stuff that doesn't require a lot of input.
To help with the business, I'm probably going to put a law firm on retainer. As you normally would.
Yeah. It's a good idea. We're gonna need it off and on. Shit's gonna happen where we gotta deal with the city. We own property. There's shit's gonna happen.
And he works, normal business hours.
Yeah, that'd
that's
be
handy,
helpful.
too.
Make purchases and acquisitions for us during the day.
Yeah.
Speaking
certain
of speaking of expansion efforts, are we looking to go talk to the prince about claiming more territory? Or are we not ready for that yet?
I want to see how the heat is around Elysium.
Yeah, I'm kind of in wait and see mode on that.
I'll leave that to you and Vivian. I don't think many people want to see me there anytime soon.
Yeah. I ain't lost anything to Elysium either.
I do miss going there, but I imagine it's gonna be a little awkward.
Sure, you could probably get away with it.
Slide down in there.
People still like you.
Check how warm the water is, man. See what it's like. I don't think anybody's going to give you the chop. I don't think anything beyond social rudeness, unless we've pissed somebody off that we don't know about. Yeah, right. I'm sure we've pissed people off we don't know about.
Hey, Quaid. In your talks with Bouchard, anything discussed about the rest of the Primogen and the return of Panhard?
Penhard's back. He told me Alicia Gray was for the chop within a week or so, but I hear she's still moving around, so...
She's still around?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I'm not going to question Panhard's speed.
Again, it might be worth the trip to the Elysium to kind of take the temperature down there and see what's up. I'm operating on rumor because I've been back.
Yeah. We could stop in and see if she's willing to talk with us. If you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I have that, or I have another plan. I want to track down that gunman that shot us a few months ago.
You just went from nobody down there wants to see me to, yeah, I'll go in, a minute and a half, brother.
Me or Matthias?
You.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we all go together, it could be
The
fine.
one who wanted to kill you is no longer with us. Remember that.
Yeah.
I know. Plenty of people that wanted her in power are.
They would be foolish right now to act out.
I think the prince is kind of put. Again, we need to take a temperature down at the Elysium and see how the politics are shaking and baking.
Matthias will excuse himself from the table, go behind the bar, use the bar phone to call a car service, and have us picked up and taken over there. However long it takes to get a car to us and all that. So, where would you want? I'd prefer something businessy. I know.
I'm sure Vivian's got me a new suit by now.
He's probably thrown out your entire wardrobe and gotten you a whole new one. You don't even know it.
Shut up.
Am I wrong?
I've gotten a few
She
things
wouldn't do
from-
that.
I'm not gonna throw out a good suit, but if it's like got holes in it, yeah, I'm gonna throw it out.
Yeah, a lot of my clothes had holes in it from a few months ago, so
Okay,
Holes,
bullet
but
holes are
that's-
different. You can fix those, but like aging clothes, you don't need something 15 years old.
Hey, these Levi's are just broken head good, man. What are you talking about?
You belong on the other coastline, my friend.
hey Troy, has Elysium moved back to where it originally was at this point?
No.
Do we know where it is now?
I guess not.
Yeah. Okay. That puts a. Maybe we could go by there and find somebody to give us some information. Or go by the studio and see if anyone's there to point us in the right direction. I believe it's what, the art hole? Little social spot. So do we want to just go straight to the Elysium and find out that she's not there? Or do you want to go try to find answers from someone?
I don't know. Our information man isn't here. He's usually the one that tells me when things are happening and why.
Let's just go for a drive and see what's happening over there. And we could reevaluate from there. We'll decide to go in or figure out our options. Hell, maybe just go start tracking down your little buddy we want to talk to. We do want to talk to him, right?
First step is just finding where he is, what kind of surroundings he's got himself in. Either talk to him, turn him, or kill him.
Okay. Well, the car should be arriving any minute, so let's
I just, if we're going to do that, I need some a private room to prepare something. But if we're not going to do it tonight, I don't want to waste the blood.
Who says we're gonna find him in one night?
I do.
You're confident enough to find him how?
There's a new trick that I've learned that should take me right to him. Or at least follow the path from where we had him last anyway.
And you need a room for that?
I need a private place to prepare and do the ritual. I don't think you want me doing it in the middle of the street. It involves blood and more
Or
blood.
the middle of the bar.
Right. And I'd do it down in the basement before we leave if we think we have time to shake it down. If not, we can wait till another night. It's waited a few months, it'll wait one more day, but...
How long does that take, and how long do you know where he's at?
So I'll prepare the ritual downstairs, and then we'll go back to the place we last saw him and enact it, and then it should lead me along the path that he took from there and where he has been lately.
I think I would propose that we deal with Elysium tonight and let that one wait till tomorrow night.
Agreed.
Just don't get our schedule crowded. We don't know what's going to go on once we get down there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Quee will
I
probably
defer to
grab
you
us up
guys.
and send us out on a fucking mission. You can try.
Any other questions, comments, concerns before we take a drive into town?
Are we just taking the temperature? Let's say that the prince has to see us. Are we asking for anything? We don't want to waste an opportunity and not ask for anything or not have anything to say.
I will ask for her blessing and for allow us to expand at Hunts Point.
Okay. Just want to make sure we had a game plan. We may not get to speak to her. I don't know what's happening tonight because we don't even know where she is, apparently.
But I'm going with the intent to ask and say we were going to expand.
Cool. Think your car's here yet?
Just look over towards the door and it opens. The driver comes up. There he is. I get up
I run
and
downstairs and change into a nicer suit and come back up.
I get up, greet him, and get the keys from him. Say thank you, and we'll make sure it's clean.
All right. So the question is, where are you going?
The old Elysium,
Which one?
the Ivory Tower, where I used to work.
That is definitely still under construction or reconstruction.
Well, the bar was. The office wasn't touched because that's a different floor. Just wasn't sure if
Oh, you can go to the office. The office is not Elysium.
So, Vivian, would you have been?
What about the
told?
art hall?
What's up?
the art hall would be the second choice if there's no one there to talk to.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go sit in the back seat and see what develops.
I feel like
I'm
Vivian's
sure
interaction
you
with,
guys will figure it out.
I don't know if she told us about this, but just out of character, the interaction with what's his face was probably either at Elysium or, a vampire
With who?
hangout spot of some kind. The
The-
wannabe Toreador Primogen guy, I forget his name.
The little
Uh,
conversation you had last episode, the
Yes,
prequel.
I remember. I remember. I probably would not have told you guys about that. Not gonna lie.
No, yeah, it's an out of character reminder
Mm.
that you might know where Elysium
Mm.
is.
Don't we all
Makes
know where
sense.
Elysium is? I don't think it's like a hidden location, particularly.
Not
right?
the new one, apparently.
It moved.
Oh, it moved. Okay.
It's moved a couple times.
Yeah,
At
but
least
but
twice.
do we know that the art hall is still a safe place that Kindred meet, Troy?
I mean, no, you don't know
Whose spot-
anything.
Whose spot
Ye-
was that? Was that Alicia's?
No.
Who
No.
owns it?
Oh.
You have no idea who actually owns that place.
Whose hangout was it?
Kindred's.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, good places they need to start then, I guess.
It's a place that we don't know has been blown up, so that's kind of a point in its favor.
We'll go by what I call the old Ivory Tower, where I used to be, where we were holding, Seneschal
Do you
meetings.
have an appointment? Or would you like an appointment?
I do not. We were just in the neighborhood. If we can't be seen tonight, yes, I would like an appointment.
I have a slot April 27th at 2 a.m. 2022.
That busy?
Who are you again?
Matthias Echo.
I reiterate my question. Who are you again?
Have a good night.
Was it on the phone? No?
No.
Yeah, you walked behind the bar and made a quick phone call.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to the old office. Apparently booked up until 2022.
Slade says, "Don't call us, we'll call you." Yeah, we're gonna have to end run that somehow.
Or
Just
do
for
that to even
clarification
Vanguard's
for the
office.
newer vampire players here, you don't talk to the prince. That's about as dumb as you going to talk to the CEO of fucking, or to talk to, like, say, Elon Musk.
Hmm.
You don't work directly for them. You don't talk to them.
Okay. So would be the seneschal or someone lower than to?
Depends what the business is pertaining. But generally, you would go through your representative.
Okay.
You know how to get hold of Vivian? Meyer.
I mean,
We know where she lives.
we know where she lives.
Do you want to just show up onto her house uninvited?
We've done it before.
We know where she used to live. We don't know if she's still there either.
We will.
That's fair.
Let's drive by the art hole, see if there's any life there. If it's dead, we'll go to Vivian Meyer's place if she is still there. Or I don't think we have a number for her, so I'm not going to try calling her. Or we could just send a messenger over there.
We have messengers now.
It's New York. There's bicycle messengers everywhere.
At 11 p.m.
Messenger.
City never sleeps. People
It's
work.
felt awfully sleepy at night lately.
Yes, true. But people are working from home now. What, remote jobs? We're still working overseas. That we're dealing with China or Europe. There's some sort of... we could attempt. If not, we'll go ourselves.
Well, I think us going to the art hole is probably our best starting place.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pile-
See if we get a lead there.
pile in. Let's go.
Who's driving?
Does Junior suddenly show up?
Junior could, or Junior could get picked up along the way.
It's completely up to you. We just finished the recap maybe 15, 20 minutes ago.
Okay. I guess Junior would have strolled in after with his phone on his head, finishing off a call with probably obviously his ghoul, just about seemingly like some work and movement of goods. If someone was kind of listening in on the conversation, that would have been about it.
Depends on who was listening in.
Yeah, Junior would have been having a non-serious conversation just about moving product, selling stuff, and trying to rip off another buyer with some other type of fake tomahawk or some native headdress somewhere.
I got the word from Bouchard to soft pedal all the technology, cell phone, computer, all of it. It hasn't been officially decreed that it'll cost you your life if you're caught with one. But I got a feeling if you blunder with one, it'll cost you your head. So my suggestion would be that you soft pedal it real hard and don't use kindred terms. Be extremely general about what you say. I'm sure you understand these things.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been warned on your own head, be it.
Duly noted. I know it's not a warning about from you directly.
Nope.
It's about No, I get it.
You know, I would prefer to carry one and just be careful, but like I said, I don't think the word has come down from on high that it's a death to be caught with one. But I got the impression that it wasn't far from happening,
Mm-hmm.
and it could have happened and I ain't heard, you know?
Yeah. Well, so
So,
far I'm just doing my best just to keep it for daily business dealings.
yeah.
So,
I understand. I'm not saying you're taking obscene risks.
Mhm.
I'm just passing it on.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
I don't like these
Junior.
stupid things, anyways. Yeah.
That really smart blood bag of yours that seems to always know where Elysium is and what's going on. Does he know where the new one is?
Because we
Has
don't.
it moved? Oh.
Well, the last two have been blown up. So
I assume it's going to be a little tight for the next week or two until they can ensure that no more explosions would occur. I can find out.
Troy,
sorry.
give
On
It's
Troy,
been
give
a
him the
few months.
timeline.
Sorry.
It's been about 2 months, Ty.
okay, it's been about 2 months. I could probably find out where the Elysium would be held, but I wouldn't. With how things kind of are right now, I'm okay with it being on the down low, and we don't know about it until we need to get invited to go there. But I'll put the word to him and see what he might be able to drum up, but don't expect an immediate answer. Okay.
Oh, don't worry.
that.
I have a meeting
I don't
in 2 years.
I don't even want to go. These guys want to go play cocktail hour.
Yeah, sure.
I
okay.
haven't lost anything in the Elysium,
All right, that's fine.
but
I'll see what I can dig up for you. But
the other side of the coin is we kind of need to take the temperature down there and find out what the hell's going on, so we know where we stand.
Mhm.
Guys, we're flying blind.
that's okay.
Uh,
I'm okay.
I'm going
with
to add by choice.
Well,
Yep.
a low profile has its advantages and disadvantages.
You don't have to make excuses for me. I'm just clarifying there.
We're going.
Well, I'll see what I can dig up for that, and then in the meantime, are we what's going on with this drug deal that we were kind of talking about? What's moving with that?
Very little so far.
Well, I think before we get the product, we need to make sure that we got a buyer. I'm sure we can figure out how to fucking move the stuff, but I want to make sure that we don't run into hitches after we pick it up with where we're going to drop it off.
We also kind of need to figure out financing before we get too far down the pike. I don't think my bank account's going to stand that kind of strain.
So that's what we kept Matthias around for.
Yeah, well, talk to Matthias about that. I'm not sure what his position is nowadays.
Not responding to that one bit.
My guess is that his allowance has been cut.
The money didn't come from the Elysium. I have business in upstate.
I wasn't sure to what degree it had to come from your sire and what was yours alone. That's all. Not being snide.
That business was one of my projects.
Very good, sir.
Well, regardless of the money that comes in to pay for it up front, there's nothing wrong with going into a little bit of debt with on the premise that we're getting paid on point of delivery, right? If we're the middleman. The risk, but sometimes taking those risks can go a long way within the underground as well.
You guys have to remember.
The people we're getting it from probably are going to want to get paid.
Yep.
So We also kind of lack contacts on the docks as yet. I haven't developed anything.
I think that's where we need to spend some money first.
Yeah. I know Vivian was talking about a different clientele that might have some contact value for us, but I don't know where that is either.
I mean, if we're interested in doing more with the mob.
Well, I think if we're going to do drug deals, the mob is pretty much going to be involved, one way or the other.
We're gonna
Would
need
you rather
probably-
dealing with them directly?
It's probably smoother if we deal with them on the front end rather than having them jump up in the middle of it when we're not expecting it.
Yeah.
because we need people
I'd
for
rather-
daytime operations as well. Like, we're good for the night, but what about the day?
They run the unions. It's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're also going to expect to wet their beak anything comes through, whether it's their deal or not.
Yeah, they'll get a cut. It's fine. Like I've got fencing contacts, but I don't have product moving
Yeah.
contact per se, right? A little different.
Yeah, join a club.
That's fine. Nothing wrong with expanding the reach.
My knowledge of that is academic rather than personal.
So what are we doing tonight then?
Let's go by the art hole.
I think, yeah, go by the art hole, kind of find out what's going on where, and see where that takes us.
Sounds good.
All right. You want me to drive?
I'll drive.
Could you kindly? Hey,
Okay.
We all pile in and drive towards the art hole.
All right, you make your way over the bridge into Brooklyn. The street's fairly dead. You know, beyond the occasional cab or delivery truck or delivery car, I suppose, at this point. Down to the art hole, where there's a handful of cars parked out front. You can't really see inside because of the tinted glass. The drapery on the outside. Drapery's the wrong word, sorry. The look at the outside. You know, there's soft lights kind of illuminating the front of the building.
Somebody want to jump out and peek their head in?
sure. I'll go first. I think I'm the last likely person to get shot
You're the social animal.
here.
You poke your head inside, and you can see, it's the usual art gallery. There is a man at the door dressed in a suit who kind of looks at you. Inside is your usual art gallery art on the walls and whatnot, lit up with soft brass lights overhanging over top of the artwork. And amongst the couches and benches that are scattered about very tastefully, you can see various people. A couple of them you recognize. As people are chatting, there's a tension in the air.
In what way? Is people looking at me? Is it with something else, or is it just kind
Something
of the
else.
vibe?
This is Elysium. This is not a place to hang out. This is a place to do business in relative safety without being killed.
Mhm. And there are non-kindred here. They're mortals here, right?
No. Well,
Okay,
you don't know for sure, but like presumably no.
Okay. I think I'm gonna spend a few minutes just like looking around and kind of like looking at the art, walking past people, hearing some conversations, getting the general vibe.
No one allows you to hear their conversation. They see you walking around, and like this is a customary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they immediately lower their voices or stop talking altogether. It's not a you personal thing. It's
No,
a
I get it.
they don't, a lot of these people don't know who the fuck you are, and some of these people do know who you are. All the more reasons for them to shut their fucking mouth.
Yeah, don't tell a Torid or anything. The whole city will know.
Don't tell anyone anything. Again, this is a place of quiet war, not a place of gothic romance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like this is like if you imagine the old mob movies when they have a sit down when the families are disagreeing. This is what this is.
So who do you
Deals
recognize,
being
Vivian?
made.
Yeah, who do I recognize? That's a good question.
Let's see who's here tonight. Pull up my list. God damn, this list is long. God damn it. Two people you do recognize are Alicia and Thomas Arturo are speaking.
Okay.
And there's various other Toreador that are kind of like buzzing about, kind of keeping their distance.
I think I'm
But
gonna
they
walk up.
obviously want to be seen or heard.
I think I want to walk up to one of my clan.
Okay. There's many, like, fill in random name here.
Yeah. I think just gonna go up to them and go. The vibe seems different than normal.
The city's different than normal.
After everything that happened, I can't say I blame it for being a little on edge.
I guess it depends on who you are and who you're siding with.
What's the talk of the town right now? What's everyone saying under hushed breaths? Other than the obvious.
Well, after everything that happened to Panhard, maybe Panhard shouldn't be in charge.
Is that what people are saying?
If it's so easy to knock the prince out, why would they?
I don't think it was easy.
Seemed pretty easy if word on the street is right. No security, just staked and left for dead. Like, how long were we supposed to? Who's responsible for this? Who's paying the price? Who let Alessandra sneak into our domain and start calling the shots? After everything that happened, who let the Torador back? Or not the Torador, rather the Tremere. Who let the Banu Hakim back? Who hasn't crushed the Anarchs yet?
What do you think about out of character? It's Eden who's still alive, right? Or was it
No.
the other?
No,
the
she's
other
dead.
one? What was the other one's name?
She's dead too.
They're both dead. Fuck.
You killed them both.
Forgot. It's been a second.
Yeah. Panhard is the prince. She's
I know.
alive. Oh, okay, sorry.
No, I'm aware. I just couldn't remember if we killed both the siblings. Well, if that's how
Yes.
you feel. Why don't you try and kill the prince next? If so many people are doing it.
And get in the way? I don't think so. There are powerful games getting played. It's just choosing the right side. Of course, plan first. Once we can figure out who's leading it.
Who would you put in charge if given the chance? 'Cause you seem very opinionated, but I think that's kind of everyone right now, I guess.
I honestly don't care. That's well above my pay grade. One of the two of them will be fine. I'm sure. As long as we have a powerful voice on the council.
Who knows? Maybe another Torador will step up.
I pity them.
You pity someone in charge?
I pity someone that wants to get in between those two. And he kind of nods his head towards Thomas and Alicia.
I think I'm going to excuse myself, then head back out
Okay.
and get my my company.
All right, slip back into the car.
The vibes are weird. Everyone's a little on edge, I guess.
That's not all too surprising with the events that have gone down.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely an air of anxiety, you could say. I don't know how much we can get out of there, but
Who did you see?
who did I see, DM? I remember I saw a couple Toreador that were named.
Alicia and Thomas.
Alicia and Thomas.
All right. I was pondering while we sat here, while you went inside. I don't think approaching Vivian unannounced is the best idea. I'm going to get in contact with the messenger service and have a message taken to her house. And if she receives it, we'll set a time and date to where we can talk. So while we're out here, do you want to stay out here? Is there anything you want to go check out? Or shall we just head back?
I mean, my plan's still on the table. If no one has anything else.
What time is it, Troy?
Probably about 10 p.m., 10:30.
We got time.
All right. Back home for a quick jaunt then.
Everyone else okay with that?
Let's do it.
Good talk. I'll drive home.
All right, it takes you guys about another half hour to drive back to the bar.
All right, I head down into our basement area, into my room. And as I find the details for this, I apparently didn't put it on my sheet because I'm a dum-dum. Where is my sheet? Sorry, I can't find my core rulebook all of a sudden.
That's not useful.
I know, right? Anybody have a easy, quick link to the core rulebook by chance?
Quick
I think I
link?
got it in my Google
No.
Drive somewhere.
What do you want from the core?
Just need details on a ritual.
Google the ritual.
I did. It's bringing me up like old versions, like
Or
D20 and
look in the whatchamacallit.
oh, the compendium, right?
Yeah, that thing. I bought it for a
Ah.
reason.
You're so smart. All right, I am. Let's see. So they all take browse check 5 minutes per level and an intelligence plus blood sorcery test. Difficulty equals ritual level plus 1. So difficulty 2.
No.
Oh, no.
Difficulty will be 8. There are 10 million people in this city, and this was 2 months ago.
Okay. Well,
And
then
you're
I'm
looking
not
for a
doing it.
random mortal.
Okay. That's not how I understood it to work, but that's fine. There's no way I can roll that, so there's no reason to keep doing it, so we can do something else.
I mean, there are plenty of clues on how to get a hold of this guy. I think you've touched on one of them. But, you got busy, so you didn't follow up on it.
Are we talking about following up on that guy with the pass key that you got there, Orion?
I don't know about passkey, but
Or didn't you grab an ID tag off the guy that you chased?
he had like a little metal disc thing that had a name on it of an organization. And we found some information about that organization, but not like location or who this guy was or anything.
I thought
Well,
we were
Mike-
talking about your computer guy, your potential ghoul. Am I
No,
wrong?
he's talking about the sniper from
The shooter.
Oh,
the
yeah.
shooter from talking with Ward in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Mm-hmm. I could maybe see about getting that super geek guy to do some research on the symbols or something, but I don't think it'll garner too much more information. And with him snooping around, if these guys are a little more apt than others, then it could be detrimental if I put him to task on that. It might be beneficial maybe to see Quaid, if you've got some of your contacts on the streets, if they've seen any similar symbols elsewhere within the city or plastered on a telephone pole maybe. So there's no real way to kind of track to see who's looking for those symbols. That's just me. But I'm a bit more old school, I guess. Old.
Hey, Orion.
Mm-hmm.
I toss him the key. Go type it in the GPS in the car. See if it gives you an address.
It wasn't the GPS.
Wasn't there, you said a name or something on that card? Or initials? Or
I thought that was the name of some sort of group.
Yeah. I doubt they're registered in Google Maps.
if
Yeah,
it's
then
if it's a
something might come up
business,
on I
I think it's like an unofficial, like militia group. They have a website,
Yeah,
but
I think it's a militia group or a hunter group or some involvement with Second Inquisition. I don't know.
can we pull up that website thing that we found and see if there's any mention of like a meeting place or a bar that they go to or anything like that, or no?
Yeah. There was an address.
There was an address.
Yep. In upstate New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you guys want to drive to upstate New York tonight?
Probably not.
I'm game.
Actually,
Oh, where can we hide?
And then, isn't there a winery in upstate New York we could crash at, Matthias?
what's the address of this group?
It's a big state.
Yeah.
Mm.
Are they near Buffalo? Are they up
no,
more towards
my
Maine?
mistake. They're based in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Better,
well,
better and better.
I mean,
Gun laws.
isn't Pittsburgh closer than Buffalo anyway?
No, yes and no. Because you got to cross mountains to get to Pittsburgh. It's
Yeah.
still a good 6-hour drive you're looking at here.
True.
Yeah,
And nowhere in
no thanks.
particular to stay once we get there.
Yeah.
I'm not big on a random
Alrighty.
hotel room.
Like, keep in mind, this is a militia, so it's got to, and they're on the internet and that kind of thing. They're recruiting, what have you. So they have to abide by gun laws to a degree. So it's not going to be states where you can't carry a gun, like New York.
Yeah, the New York Sullivan Act's been amended to put teeth in it till it's a dental marble.
Well, I don't really have any contacts in upstate New York. Does anyone else?
Or Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
No,
Neither.
I mean, no.
We go to-
I'm assuming he lives here.
Good night, Don.
Possible.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows?
Like, the website is one of those basically homemade 2003 websites. Like, it's nothing fancy. And the only reason you have an address is because it has a P.O. box.
While they think about this, I'm going to step over to the bar phone and call up a bike messenger service and dictate a message over the phone and have it.
Send me the message.
Yeah, we'll do.
Please and thank you, so I don't forget. That
Boy,
and I
is
want
there
to
such
see
a
your
thing?
wording. Yeah,
Is there
question.
Is there such a thing as a 24-hour internet cafe?
They were kind of
Yes.
they were rare. They died out in like 2010.
Yes, but city of 10 million people.
Yeah.
We need one.
You know, there's a lot of people that need to use the internet that just can't afford to or just don't need to what's the word? I'm losing my words. They don't need the internet, but you know, except for once in a while. So yeah, this has been kind of, COVID has been kind of the push for a lot of these places to close. You know, for a lot of these people who needed the internet, you know, simply there's not enough of them to cause enough business for the place to run on a consistent level. Since more and more people, like, you know, with the cell phone, you have the internet on your cell phone, that kind of thing, they are rapidly becoming obsolete. And COVID is just like accelerating that by 1,000-fold. But yeah, you can definitely find one. And you know, they have to kind of stay open 24 hours now just to get that business. Especially since some of the creeps, you know, generally aren't looking for questionable things during the day.
So if there's one within reasonable driving distance, we need to go hit it and do a little Google foo.
Sure.
Maybe there's a local chapter. Or maybe we can get a name, somebody in town.
Oh, sounds good. Would you like to go now?
I figured I'd let Matthias finish doing what he's doing.
Ah,
What do you want to do?
Find an internet cafe, Google some stuff, then delete the browser history,
Sure.
pay cash.
I'll go with you, but I'll stay in the car. We don't need 15 people huddling over a screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
agreed. We all going then, or
Let's do it.
sorry, Troy, were you about to say something?
No, I was just about to ask.
All right. Well, let's just roll on the closest one.
Okay, there's one. There's actually one fairly close by, like just out of walking distance.
Okay.
You know, the dock workers and that kind of thing aren't known for being particularly computer savvy,
Yeah.
especially the ones without kids.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Uh, roll
Just a
down
reminder,
there.
it's the ICO Defense New York chapter is what the disc said.
Okay. Quaid goes in his room. Pops Mask of 1,000 Faces. See, we need a browse check for that. Hey, it's a miracle. Quaid comes back out in his stocky Italian guy in warehouse clothes persona. With a slate gray uniform with a little name patch, Bob.
Oh, you look nice.
Why, thank you, sweetie. And roll down there, pay cash for an hour.
Right.
Start by searching the name.
That's going to be a intelligence technology roll. Not to search the name, like it's easy enough to search the name, but
Yeah, but to do a search of value.
to do a proper search, yeah, exactly, a search of value. That's a good way of putting it.
I think I'll burn a willpower on those. Just to.
Sure. You can re-roll up to 2 dice.
Woohoo.
All right, it's 5 successes. You find it. It's a 2003, 2004 website, like a Wix page, with the graphics to match. Like, it looks terrible,
Right.
but it looks like kind of an outdoorsman type club. Like, people who like hunting and fishing and that kind of thing. Though there is a little bit of prepper language in there.
Okay. Any locations mentioned?
Pennsylvania.
Shit.
There's a P.O. box in, oh, fuck. Is that no, that's a small enough town. Mansfield.
Okay. Note all that down. Keep digging, looking for New York members.
There are no members listed. There's some photos, like, really bad photos that are just kind of slapped in there of people, like, wearing camouflage gear. And they all kind of look the same. A little bit overweight, with guns that are way too big and complex for any useful, purpose.
Right.
Like, you're not going to go hunting for deer with a 50 caliber sniper rifle, but they got one.
Yeah.
Or at least that one guy's got one.
Every deer hunter needs a Barrett. Yeah.
Like, you get the feeling you're not going to get much from this, not because they're hiding it, but because they know this little about the internet.
Yeah.
Like, creating, like, this thing probably took somebody a week to do, which
right.
you could probably slap together in like an hour, if that.
Let's search prepper groups in Pennsylvania.
To be honest, I'm not even sure how to go about this.
Or survivalist groups.
Yeah, you mop up a handful, mostly in the mountains and in the non-urban areas, kind of like, and they're hunting groups, survivalist groups, yada yada.
Any of them in the same town?
No. Yeah, no. There's some in the general area because Mansfield is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
If they're within, say, 100 miles, I know them down as well.
Well, yeah, there's some in like not some, like one in like Williamsport, Cootersport. Like, they're scattered all over the place. Hunting's fairly popular in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
And just the geography, the terrain makes it kind of perfect for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not to mention the loose gun laws.
Pennsylvania. What else? Ideas, guys?
Sounds like they live out of town and they just came to New York based on some information. So they probably got some low-hanging fruit in the city, and that's how they found us or found the Anarchs, because they might share some similar groups or hangouts, right? So if you want to go to the head of the snake for this, we're gonna have to go to Pennsylvania. If not, who's got leads in Pennsylvania? My contacts are down south and south of here. I've got nothing to the west or to the north of this damn city. So
Maybe hire a private investigator in Pennsylvania. I ain't real big on that kind of travel without some kind of prep in advance.
all right, well, that sounds like a good idea. Let's hire a PI and get them to do some of the basic legwork to save some time on our end.
And if
Hopefully
they piss
they
somebody
don't
off,
shop.
it won't be us. Yeah.
Well, keep it 2 steps removed as to who paid them and how, and cash in from a Dropbox or some shit.
Yeah. Money order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not using my credit card or. Although prepaid credit card might not be a bad idea. You can buy them at Walmart and load them with a couple $100 and again, cash
If
transaction.
you use your debit card on those, are they trackable?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you just pay cash, right? Cash
You
is
take
king.
out cash.
But yeah, the prepaid card, you go to Walmart, you buy a card for $10, and then you give Walmart $200, $300, whatever. They load that on the card, charge you a surcharge, maybe $5 or something, and then you have a no-name usable Visa card that's got $300 on it.
But it's not no name. If
Well,
they could track the number to the Walmart where it was purchased and to the purchasee, so it still could be traced to.
it's still paid in cash.
They had to get the CCTV footage.
Yeah, well, I've got a little thing going to help with that.
I think there's only so many layers of protection.
Speaking of CCTV footage, how prevalent are street cameras in New York?
Pretty,
It's no London.
but they're around.
If
And
we could just get
you
our
know,
hands on the
every
footage.
every ATM's got a camera, and there are going to be traffic cameras, and I don't doubt that the New York cops have some up, and I don't doubt that a number of buildings have closed circuit cameras surveying the sidewalks around them. Businesses, high rises, residences,
Yeah.
apartment high rises, all that sort of stuff.
Because I chased him to a
There-
car, and he took off in a car. If we could get the footage for that night, we might be able to get his license plate and track him down that way.
If it's been 2 months, the odds are that that footage has been erased. You know, usually they've got videotapes or something. I guess it could be on a hard drive. We could, we could try to find out, but
Yeah.
I'm
Is
not
that something
real
your
op-
is
I'm
that
not
something your
real
hacker friend could
optimistic.
help with?
What's that?
Is that finding CCTV footage? Is that, I mean, that's how he found us in the first place, right?
Well, I think he found us through like internet cameras. Isn't CCTV just local to the place? It depends if
Yeah,
like
you'd
his
have
stuff.
you'd have to find the place with a camera over that area, and then you'd have to find a way to get into their memory of that, assuming that it's on a hard drive and it's not on a recording onto a videotape that they recycle every 14 days or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a crapshoot whether you get anything out of that or not. We can try. I'm not real optimistic, but it's it's something that's possible.
Yeah. I don't know that sending a PI to Pittsburgh is gonna get us anything necessarily either.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of high hopes about that. Particularly, we can't tell him a whole hell of a lot. All right. Anything else while I'm on the computer here?
Nothing I can think of.
No, I think we're good.
All right. So where to next?
I make a new email address on Yahoo and write it down. Then I clear the browser history and head out.
All right.
You all have a look of nothing.
Not much. It's basically not coming up with much more than that address in Pennsylvania. There are a few pictures of these guys that, they look like preppers / gun nuts / outdoor hunting kind of guys, but the weapons were not appropriate hunting weapons. They're more anti-personnel, anti-vehicle, which is why I lean toward a prepper survivalist sort of thing. How these guys from Pennsylvania wind up taking a shot at us or at the Anarchs outside a museum in New York City, that's a whole nother kettle of fish.
They shot the gangrel first, didn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, it may have been an attack on the Anarchs, and we were just coincidentally there. It doesn't have to be about us. Everything isn't about us.
Well,
But
except that
know,
we
but we don't
scattered.
know one way or the other.
Right. Well, we scattered and they followed us, though. That's why I'm wanting to
Well,
find more out
again,
more about it.
Either way, we'll find a way, or we move on.
All right.
Back to the bar.
Head back to the bar.
Drive on back to the bar. Park in the back alley.
All right.
I'm gonna go down and just lurk behind the counter just at the entrance of the bar and just watch and look around. See if we got the usual crowd, or if there's anything that sticks out inside the bar.
No, it's it's fairly late on a weeknight. A lot of people are finishing up their drinks. Shift changed at 11, so the bar will started filling up again, And then, people have their beer or two after work and start trickling off going home.
Okay.
Except, of course, the people that are, going in for the long haul.
Hey, Junior, come downstairs with me for a minute. I want to try something.
Junior
Yeah.
kind of looks side to side and sure.
Yeah, just give me a hand with something.
All right. Kind
Go
of.
down to Quade's room, and he drags a lockbox out from under his bed.
What is Quade's room like? Now that somebody else is in there.
Actually, it's pretty neat. There's not crap on the floor. There's not trash. It's pretty bare bones. A bed, a dresser, a closet. It's not a well lived in abode by any stretch. There are a couple of framed photographs, blown up like 14 by 17. One is a landscape. It's like an architectural garden. And the other is a place you recognize in Central Park that's also like an architectural garden, but there's some statuary and stuff in there that's kind of distinctive, and you've seen it somewhere along the line over the years. He drags a lockbox out from under his bed and opens it, takes out a phone, fires up the camera on it, and hands it to you and says, give me a second and then focus this on me. And you see him kind of stand and concentrate, and then he nods. And what you should be getting is a blurred image. You can see like a figure, but there aren't any real. It's like it's out of focus or blurred, or the area around is fine, but he doesn't show up.
Yeah, and on that, Junior kind of starts tapping on the screen and looking around at you, and then looks like he's pointing the camera at a few different things, then does draw it back onto you, tapping onto.
He does show up, but he's totally like, it's like it's out of focus. Like, when you take a picture and, there's people in the background and all of their features are kind of distorted, and you can't really make out who they are.
Or
it's kind of like that, but in the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're moving too fast to get a good picture, or.
I hope you can give me a rouse check.
That one doesn't require one. Yeah, that's a freebie.
All right.
Well, I don't know if your camera's broken or not, but.
Well, what's not broken is my new obfuscate discipline, brother.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, after the thing at Alicia Gray's, I kind of decided I needed to
focus
learn
on being
something.
a little more out of focus.
Yeah, being a little less obvious on camera. I wasn't real happy with the whole idea of Alicia Gray landing on my neck for breaking into her place.
This might be something I might be after you for next little while. Not now, but in the near future.
Yeah,
I might want to know how to trick your mind to trick this shit.
It's a level 3.
Damn.
Oh, goddamn.
I just thought that would be kind of useful.
You invested in that.
Oh, yes, I did. Mostly I'm investing in keeping my skin whole, but...
Well, whatever you're doing, It's working.
So that kind of answers. I thought I'd gotten the hang of it, but I seem to have got hold of it right.
Mhm.
So that puts us at a little less risk when I do things like what I just did.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to be sure that. I mean, it worked the last time I did it with the trainer, but
Well, anything
Well-
else before we head back upstairs? Or?
nah, that was it.
All right.
It's hard to take my own picture doing that stuff. So, I mean, I probably could have just set it up and, front
Well-
faced it, but
This way you know for sure.
yeah. All right. Thank you, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Junior makes his way upstairs after that, after handing back Wade his phone.
Which he locks back up.
All right. And now what, guys?
Well, gentlemen, you think it's time we either make our way to the docks and start figuring some stuff out with whom to talk to, whom to start going after here?
Funny you say that. I was thinking about going for a walk down there.
All right then. Maybe it's time to stretch our legs down by the docks.
Quaid looks
Amongst
down at
the shipping
himself,
containers.
says, Quaid looks down at himself, says, I think I'll fit in down there.
I think you'll smell in. I mean, fit in just fine.
Yeah. Everybody's a fucking comedian.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, these nights you'll put your shoe on and find something in there. Something squishy.
Oh, God.
All right, so what's the plan here?
Well, I think it's time to head down to the docks. I do believe that Quaid or Matthias wants to start not feeding on union reps that may be in control of the docks or some way, somehow. And as
I
well,
resemble that remark.
I'm just throwing it out there. And then as well, I think might be viable to also, with Vivian's body house, let's say, for making way with some connections with there.
Yeah, Vivian, what's your progress in that direction? I know you were talking about some of it. Have you
I've been
taken
talking.
any?
I can definitely something out if be. I've made some connections. Let's say.
Well, people tend not to get too promiscuous till after the last call of the bar, when they haven't been able to make good with the evening's festivities, and then start looking for the alternate measure.
Yo, Ham.
Haven't been able to pick.
What is
up
that,
a
my
finger.
dude? Thank you for
Women
the
have,
35 months.
My women have not been starved for.
How you doing, buddy?
Let's see.
Good to see you.
Maybe it's time to head down and see what ships are kind of working and who's who down at the docks, and just do some observations and not get too
Sure.
involved.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm going to need a little bit more detail than that because the docks in Hunts Point are fucking massive. Like, this isn't, you walk up to an office building or a little hut and, there is everything.
No, the dock's like a mile long.
Well, basically, like the whole east side of that point that comes down there is all docks and food service and food storage. The Fulton Fish Market, that's going to run 24/7, man, because fish don't wait. They spoil. You got to deal with them whenever they come in.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me which warehouse the very first blood hunt was in.
I don't know that we were ever told.
It was on the east side. Is it this one? I think.
Bro, I love you, dude.
Yeah, I think it was that one.
You did not have to just drop 1,000 biddies on me. You're nutty.
Yeah, the docks go all the way around Hunts Point.
Yeah, that floating white box is on the to your right. That's a prison, by the way.
That's the youth jail or whatever.
No, and the water.
Oh yeah, I know.
No, it's to your right.
Yeah.
Too far. Right there. Right below. Yeah, that's actually a prison.
Kind of a holding area to go out to Rikers, or there's another prison around here somewhere on an island.
Yeah, Rikers Island.
Yeah, right. It's Rikers. It's.
There's another one.
Oh, there's two.
Mm-hmm.
That one's on a barge.
So that's the transport to Rikers then.
Yeah. So there's like a holding facility, and then as they process the person, and they go into Rikers or the other place. I can't remember what the other place was. I was reading up on it last week.
Dropping a 5 gifted? What the fuck are you doing?
Like, there's other ways to get there, but
Yeah,
this
my
is where
guy.
the prisoner transfer is. Because obviously, they don't want the prisoner transfer to happen just anywhere. It's got to be kind of away from people, and what better area than the dock area where
Murder Kitty, Sunder,
they get away,
Savage TV, and
it'll be hard as fuck to find them. But
other
at least they're
law
not gonna,
player. Enjoy your dog.
Civilian interference and that kind of shit.
Yeah. You doing good, brother?
Shootout, it's not gonna, harm anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys say start at Hunts Point and go up the eastern shoreline? Or
I'd
start
say
at.
let's start. Keep an eye. Maybe we can do what we can to keep an eye out for whomever is working at like the guard shacks, or if we need to identify where the main offices are and who comes out of them and what cars they get into, and then from there we can hopefully through Quaid's knowledge base and knowledge contacts we can figure out who those persons are that drive those cars.
I hear you, dude.
Yeah,
I hear you.
My contacts down there are pretty limited. I've got a low-level journalist, but all she's given me some background, some political stuff, but she's a low-level kind of contact. Why don't we start with the car and kind of cruise the area and look for activity and see what's busy where? Maybe start there.
Sure.
Maybe there's another bar down there that's busy. We could go hang and see what's being talked about.
I mean, we go into Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, I don't think the brewery's going to be doing tours in the middle of the night. That's not exactly Busch Gardens.
All right. Well, the way the docks work is there is several businesses that are holding facilities that are owned by businesses or what have you, scattered around the outside of Hunts Point. All are monitored by the Port Authority, which is the police department for the docks. Police department / what do you call that? Shit. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, customs. Thank you.
Yeah, there's going to be fences. There's going to be yard shacks. We're not going to be able to just wander around among the warehouses.
Well, yes and no. Because although it's the middle of the night, the docks are kind of busy.
Docks are always busy.
There's ships coming in. They need to be.
Junior and I can go wander them anyhow. I mean, we can obfuscate up and just pop in there.
Can I finish the description? There's shipping containers that get dropped off. And then in the morning, like during the day, they'll be forked off or trucked off, depending on, once they've gone through the customs check and that kind of thing. Customs doesn't check every crate that comes in, but the paperwork gets handed over to them. So it is fairly common that, stuff will fall off the back of a shipping container, stuff from China or Europe or whatever. But Hunts Point in particular is mostly deals with food, which is what makes it so busy. Stuff from South America, stuff from Europe, stuff from Africa, Canada, like all over the world, basically. So a lot of these parking lots where you see their trucks, they're actually shipping containers. That's just where the trucks are parked for now, while the boats get offloaded and that kind of thing. And then they'll go and they'll pick up. They'll drive up to the crane, and the crane will drop the shipping container on top of the truck, and off they go.
Yep.
So there's a facility that basically runs, like, all the boats report into this facility, and then they get told where to go. Kind of like an airport, almost, like what order they're in, how long they have to wait. Maybe they have to dock till morning or something like that.
Anybody that saw The Wire, you saw something similar.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Season 2. Yeah.
Like it's a very complicated system run by people that most people, especially in New York, would consider to be stupid. But it's a dance of hundreds of ships per day, especially during COVID. So like a lot of these lots are filled with trucks and shipping containers and what have you.
Some of that stuff will ship out, but then the city of New York goes through a lot of the food a day too.
Right. Well, a good chunk of it, I would say about 60% of it gets shipped out.
Right.
But New York that's how much food is coming in here.
Right.
Like the entire eastern seaboard pretty much is fed through this one port. At least the Northeast, going all the way out to Chicago area. So this is massive, and the people who own the financial stakes in this area certainly are not hurting for money.
No.
So yeah, you guys would take a drive down. What's this one, the food center drive, I guess? Kind of taking the loop going around.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, that's what you guys would see. Trucks, quite often you have to slow down for trucks that drive off. And then there'll be gaps of 10, 20 minutes before you see another truck. And these are trucks that have already been loaded and inspected and whatever, other
fall
things that
damage.
need to go on.
That's amazing.
That you don't really care about as a vampires. You haven't eaten a meal in years. But there's also just for reference, the the Port Authority is located down by the jail, out of sheer convenience, because they do share a lot of duties with the local cops. So the same computer systems and the whatnot. It's a lot easier than having to have internet or Wi-Fi going half a mile away. And the Port Authority itself is its section of the building. The processing part for the jail is not that big. The holding area is bigger. But the Port Authority itself is like, because it's dealing with all these like computer systems and computer shit that's going in and out, probably employs 20, 30 people per shift. Most of them just being techie nerds.
So we're driving
And-
through there. Does anything catch our eye other than just the?
I don't know yet. I haven't gotten a chance to ask yet. So for those who are watching and not trying to navigate the traffic and whatnot, can I get a wits plus awareness roll?
I'm driving, so I guess that takes me out.
Wits plus awareness.
Unless, like, at a red light, I could scan.
Not good.
Not great, no.
Ain't
I mean-
shit going on here.
Of course. I quit.
Okay,
Somebody's
hold
paying
on.
attention.
Thank God, Quaid.
Well, we've got some stuff to pay attention to here.
Messy critical and a bestial failure? Ouch. And me behind the wheel, oblivious.
What does this messy critical look like? Let's start there.
I've never really been good at knowing how that works on passive skills.
Oh, what does your beast look like?
Um, I don't know. Wants to hunt things that are, considered either like inferior or, unjust in their own right.
What does that mean, inferior?
That's a good question. Anything that would like, I'm not sure.
Like, are we talking mortals here, or are we talking like?
Yeah, like mortal, drug dealers, people that are, that
Morally
fuck with other
corrupt.
people. Yeah.
And you would call them inferior?
I'm sure his beast would.
Fair. I have a couple cartel members that would disagree, but you are a vampire, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and Junior, what does a bestial failure look like in this instance that you're just looking at? You're like, you're watching.
It's either going to be I'm kind of thinking that Junior definitely sees a few shadows at play that, for whatever reason, takes him back to an old shootout from 70, 80 years ago, from before he went into torpor. And he either smashes out the window or he starts shooting out the window towards one of the shipping containers at a few of the shadows. Because there's somebody there that needs to die, that should be dead, that isn't.
All right. Well, let's go to a bit of normalcy here before we start shooting out windows and shit. And before we start judging people on, like, their abilities
Ethnicity.
or ethnicity.
I never said ethnicity.
I'm thinking 50, 70 years ago. There's a reason why he killed and
you.
like
Okay.
stolen native artifacts. Do.
So Quaid, you spot some down like on a dock by the wharf, like the only lights are coming from the edge of the wharf. But one of these people steps into the light for a moment, and you happen to catch it. You spot a woman dressed in what looks to be dirty, like clothing, quite inappropriate for the docks, like a dirty mini skirt and dirty blouse. And she just stumbles away through the light back into the shadows. And you can see other shadows in that where she came from kind of moving.
Get a kind of feel for how many other figures are in the shadows?
No idea.
Shadow people.
Is this an area behind a fence, or is this an open area?
I mean, it's kind of behind a fence. Like you're kind of seeing in between two buildings. There's a drive, a gate that's open, and it's the only reason you looked over there is because the gate was open. But there's no vehicle coming in or out. And then while you're staring, trying to count the number of people are there, the window fucking blows out, and the Junior starts shooting at the side of the building.
The fuck?
What the fuck?
I slam on the brakes and look back and then punch it.
Do vampires' ears ring when you discharge
Oh, absolutely.
heavy revolvers in an enclosed car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a fat slam on the brakes and give a fucking death look behind. Like, are you fucking mad? And at that, then I'll probably have that instinct to just floor it and take off, since we just, did a drive-by, did nothing.
On a giant
Ryan,
building.
Orion has his gun out, looking like for who he must have been shooting at, but doesn't see anyone.
Yeah, and probably after Junior pops off 4 or 5 quick shots, he then ducks down.
Where are the sound of screams, Quaid? Feminine screams coming from back in that area once the gunfire goes off.
Stop the car. Let me get out.
Slam on the brakes.
Yeah, Junior pops off his seatbelt and kind of ducks down into the well of the seat and is keeping the gun on the inside of the car, but at the very edge just above where the window starts to come up from, which no longer exists at this point. He's got his barrel trained outside through the side of the car and is intently looking towards where the shadows were that he could have sworn he saw a face from 50 years ago staring right back at him with a gun.
Unfortunately, that face isn't, some cowboy from fucking 50, 100 years ago or whatever. It is the face of a terrified, filthy young woman. Blonde hair, scraggly, a bit of a foreign look to her. Barefoot, running, and a man chasing her down with a gun in his hand. He's looking around, but he seems to be focused on her. And as you guys kind of watch, he gets her by the hair, reaches her hair back. She, of course, feet fly out from underneath her and lands lands on the ground hard on her ass. And he's you can't make out what he's saying. He's saying something to her in a language you don't understand.
Yeah, Junior's taking his time right now with his sharpshooter to, and then with Protean Eyes of the Beast to see in the dark, is lining up to the best through earshot through the side of the head of this guy that's yanked this young, barefooted wench down onto the ground, screaming at her in some language. And he's looking to see what he's doing with that gun hand. And if that
He's
barrel,
bringing it up to smack her.
pistol whip or barrel?
Yep, like pistol whip.
All right. Maybe she should have made a sandwich. He's
Wade,
making sure that barrel doesn't meet her face, because if it does, then this trigger's getting pulled one more time.
Quaid bails out of the car on the side away from those people,
All right.
closes the door quietly, and pops unseen passage. My God, 2 in a row? It's a miracle. And he moves over that way,
All right.
not moving slow, but trying to be quiet about it.
I mean,
He's
you're
not doing-
experienced enough to be able to walk at a decent pace without, you know the limits of your discipline.
Right.
So it's sort of firm, steady stride over to the area. You
He's
can't
wearing
understand what this guy's saying either.
He's wearing tennis shoes as well, so there's not. He's quiet.
Sure. And this man is dragging the woman back into the shadows, into the, whatever's going on back there.
I'm just following him back into there.
And actually, Matthias, you can give me a wits plus awareness roll as well. Okay, it's fairly easy for you to notice. You've kind of stopped the car, you're kind of looking around to try and see what's happening, when all of a sudden a pair of headlights catch your rear view, moving fast.
Port Authority?
No sirens or anything like that. No flashing lights. Just regular headlights.
They're driving to ram me?
No. Just moving coming from behind you down the street fairly quickly. Definitely above the speed limit.
I think I'll play dumb driver, and if I'm in the left and he tries to pass on the right, I'm going to turn into him.
All right.
You buying the car service another car?
It's insured. Last words is I'll make sure it's clean. I'm just gonna wreck it now that the window's blown out. Might as well fucking cause some real
Just
damage.
destroy the whole thing.
Get your money's worth.
Ah, shit. My trigger
So-
finger might pull this fucking hair trigger on my gun with an accident. Oh, yeah.
So you pull ahead just a little bit, a couple feet, and start to turn in as this car tries to go around you, and it hits you right in the wheel well. Both cars come to a stop. You can see the driver behind the car smacking his wheel, obviously very angry.
I'm gonna hop out of the car, hands up, like, oh my god, like total, like, hey, whoa, hold, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't see you coming up. How fast were you going? You weren't. I looked behind me, there was no one there, and then look, what the fuck?
The door opens. A man gets out wearing a t-shirt and jean jacket, and just like a pair of black jeans. A cigarette dangling out of his mouth.
What's wrong with you?
Why are you here?
Is this not a public road? I mean, there's a fish market that's open down there.
You and I both know it's not.
There's a fish market right behind you. It's open.
Keep playing dumb and I'll tear your fucking throat out.
Okay, then. What the fuck do you want?
What do you want in my domain?
I'm sorry. May I have a name, sir?
I think you're the one that should be begging for forgiveness here. You should be given the names.
Well, my name is Tony.
Troy, on hearing some of that conversation from outside the car.
You vaguely recognize the voice. You've heard
Junior-
it before.
Junior puts his gun away and starts looking over towards where Matthias is.
Yeah, you vaguely recognize him.
I'm going to step out of the car. Fuck, where's my notes? Did I not fucking write that down?
I have no idea what you wrote down, sir.
No, my fucking Setite ex-clanmate that's in control of the docks here. Oh, where's his name? Queen's Grace, Tremere, Vivian. No, for fuck's sakes.
Is it Stephen Clark or Donatello Giovanni?
No,
It was
Stephen
Stephen.
Clark.
It was Stephen Clark.
Stephen Clark. Yeah.
Yep. That's right. Stephen Clark, there it is. Put on shit list. Yeah, bold that so it stands out better.
I'm
Junior
gonna get out of the car too and step up next to Matthias.
So Junior kind of steps toward the back of the car, and as Orion kind of beats Junior to the punch and stands beside Matthias, Junior kind of leans at the back driver quarter part of the car, just kind of eyeing up potentially Stephen Clark here that's confronting Matthias, but as well who the driver is in this car.
That he is the driver. He was alone in the car.
Oh, he was alone in the car. Sorry, I thought he came out of the passenger side.
No.
Okay. And Junior's just going to let it go for another 5-10 seconds before intervening, just to kind of see the interaction between Matthias and whom he thinks Stephen Clark is.
As a bunch of people are stepping out of the car, you can see him kind of smile. And suddenly a blade appears in his hand. A very ugly blade. It's kind of like a K-bar, I guess. Roughly about a foot long, jagged edges on it.
I reach into my inner coat, pull out what looks like one blade, and then I fan them out, and they're three separate throwing knives.
Cute. What are you planning to do with those?
Probably more than what
cat.
Probably more than what you could do with that.
Care to find out?
Gentlemen,
Master Clark, sir?
Junior, a long time no see.
Oh,
My apologies. My driver here seems to
Sanskrit send you?
one could say that, but we're here more on some alternate business, but yeah.
Then I am sorry for what's about to happen.
Alright. And what's that?
I'm going to kill you.
do I hear
No
that?
one's-
Can
No
we
one's
Yeah,
killing
he's just
anyone.
saying it.
Can we not hold this killing off for another time when maybe we can talk about
When
What-
you can get your backup?
Who the fuck is Sanskrit?
And who
I
the fuck is this guy that wants to kill you?
just easy, guys, easy.
No
And
one's
Junior's kind of putting
killing
his hands up.
anyone, okay?
And you're gonna stop me, bitch?
Yeah, I will, bitch.
You're the trespasser.
Junior kind of closes his mouth and kind
Even
of
by your fucking laws, I am fully within the right to destroy each and every one of you.
There's 5 of us here, buddy.
He does a quick glance. Thanks. And he smiles.
Junior slowly looks back up towards Stephen Clark here. We did not mean to intrude as to impose, to take over your domain. We are
If
here.
Sanskrit sent you, you're nothing but trouble. You can
It's
go back
not a-
and tell him, I don't want no trouble, but I ain't going back to the Hudson. This is bullshit.
Okay.
I ain't
Yeah.
going back no matter what.
Well, what happens if, let's say, I'm able to massage things so that something like this never happens again, and we can see about some potential.
You're gonna have to be a lot more specific than that, bud.
Well, I intended to start moving some heavy drug product through here for some of the mortals. And in order
So
to
you
do-
want to invade as well.
Not invade, but to partake. I'm not the only one. I'm not that stupid.
Oh, I know you're not the only one. If I catch those fucks,
Well, there's just somebody that needs to be caught to be taken care of, and maybe I can take in their shoes instead, and then maybe I can
if you
relay
want to
back.
get into in that line of work,
At this time, yeah, I need some cash. So times are tough. It's the quick and easy for the moment, and
just sorry, I'm just gonna flash over to Quaid for a second. As you're following these two people that are like the guy who's dragging the woman back, now that your eyes are kind of adjusting to the darkness and whatnot, you can see several other women in the same disheveled shape that this woman is in, along with 2 men that are kind of pulling them out of the shipping container. And one of the women makes a break, and she's screaming. You can see there's cuts on her face and on her upper chest and on her arms.
Does only he see this, or do we all see this?
No.
Did we hear the
Wait.
scream?
Yeah, you hear the scream. And it sounds like she's saying something, Quaid, in a language you do not understand. And it does not sound like the language that he was using. It sounds different. Far, far different. Almost guttural.
Are you calling her German? I'm just kidding.
You wish.
I mean, she's probably Croatian, but like,
You wish.
Who knows?
I'm kidding. I don't. I'm not speculating anything. If I hear the scream, knowing that Quaid's over there,
It's like the scream. It's obviously not a masculine scream. Like there's no way you're gonna mistake it for Quaid.
but that was the last place he was where she screamed.
Roughly. Like obviously you have no idea where he went,
Yeah.
but it is coming from the spot where you saw the 2 people. Like it's coming from further down, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like way past where I was initially looking, where he went.
Like down towards the water.
Okay, like down the interior
Deeper
of
into
it.
shadows.
Yeah. What the fuck what's going on over there?
business.
Is that your business?
Could be.
Okay.
Are you trafficking women?
It's such an ugly word.
She's gonna pull out her gun.
Product.
Junior kind of points his head down to the ground and just kind of staring at his boots for a minute.
DM, if he said product, she's gonna do something really erratic.
I mean, we're playing for keeps now, so you do whatever you like.
Yeah, if he called a woman a product, I think she's just gonna.
You keep cutting off at the end slightly.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you're good. You're back.
I think if he just calls women products, I think he's just gonna shoot. She's just gonna shoot him. After
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this? Composure?
What's composure plus firearm? Sorry.
I'm gonna do a rouse check to add some extra dice.
What?
When you pop one off, Junior looks out of the corner of his eye over at Vivian, starts shaking his head.
Okay, the gun goes off and hits him. And it's that sound of a bullet hitting dead flesh. And he stumbles back a bit, looks over at Vivian very calmly, and then throws the knife. Ooh. Wait a second. And the knife protrudes from his chest. Take 3 levels of damage.
Owie.
And whenever this knife gets removed, take another level. Because of the serrated edge on it.
I'm so sorry. My internet went out for a good minute. The last thing I heard was dead flesh. I've been having internet issues all week.
All good. So the knife he throws the knife as he staggers back for a second from the bullet hitting his dead flesh, and he throws the knife at Vivian. And the knife buries itself into her chest. Take 3 levels of damage, and then when somebody pulls it out, take another level.
Me?
Because of the serrated edge. Yes, you.
Okay.
And it hits with a resounding thud all the way to the hilt. Like part of it's poking out the back of you.
Where does it hit?
Just your chest. Close to your heart, but doesn't go through your heart.
You fucking pig.
Stay out of business, it's not yours.
Junior starts tapping his index and middle finger of his left hand on his forehead as he's looking down.
Are none of you guys going to help her?
What side of the car are you on? Did you come up by me? Or are you closer to Junior?
Closer to Junior.
Then does Junior do anything?
Nope, Junior's tapping his 2 fingers on his left hand on his forehead as he's looking down.
Junior, help the woman.
Now, Quaid, you can make out something of what she says. It's a heavily accented, but it's something about the beast below. Along with a bunch of other gibberish you do not understand.
He's below. Are these guys breathers?
Which guys?
The two guys with the women.
Are they mortal? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes. And you could see their hands are full trying to corral the women. They look in her direction like this. They obviously notice that she's gone. She's screaming at the top of her lungs, but they don't chase her. And you hear the sound of a gunshot ring out. And the screaming stops. Stephen tucks the gun back into his waistband.
Stephen had a gun?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't waste bullets on vampires.
Yeah.
He's not dumb, not his first rodeo.
How close together are these guys?
I would say they're probably about 3-4 feet apart. You're still a little ways away, like you can't see inside the shipping container because the light's too dark. There, actually, you know what? No, there is a small lantern on the inside, like it's been kind of dimmed, and you can see there's a body laying on the floor of the shipping container. There's about a dozen women here.
Okay. Want a bird blood to strength?
All right.
Is it a rouse check?
Yeah, of course. You want to use blood? You rouse.
Damn.
Your luck's gonna run out soon.
You're
I
on a
know,
roll.
but, it's never happened ever.
Whatever you want to do, I would stop doing that right now.
So that gives me what, an extra 2 points, correct?
Extra 2 dice, yes.
All right. I'm going to stealthily get a little closer,
Mm-hmm.
and when I'm within reach, I'm basically going to grab one of them and ram his head into the other guy's head.
Okay, let's do a strength brawl on that.
Okay.
I mean, you know what? You don't even. I need the roll for the damage. That's basically it. I mean, you're invisible.
Okay.
It's not that hard.
Brawl plus strength, and then the pull size plus 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
All right.
Wham.
They both collapse. You, of course, are now visible. The women scream and start running in every direction. And what do you want to do?
I guess my first question is: my Mask of 1,000 Faces still holding, or did I pop
No.
up as an Nosferatu? Okay.
You
I figured. I thought so.
lose everything.
Making sure.
Yep. No problem.
Poor scared women.
They're more scared at, the sudden
Yeah, this guy appeared out of nowhere.
the sudden violence than anything else.
Yeah.
That and the fact that, shockingly enough, they don't want to be here.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Search the bodies right quick.
They're both armed with guns. There's like wire cutters on the one, not wire cutters, tin cutters, tin snips, and the seal for the truck is in one of their pockets.
Okay.
There's IDs on them. There's wallets and a smattering of cash between the two of them.
Take the wallets, the cash, throw the guns in the water.
All right.
He makes a kind of soothing gesture, 2 hands palm down toward the ground, kind of like a calm down kind of gesture.
None of them are. They're gone. Just consider them gone. None of them are, staying there shocked, staring at you.
That's fine. Okay. I start easing back toward the car.
Except for the one body laying on the ground that is very dead. And you start making your way back to the car. Meanwhile, at the car, anyone got anything?
Well, Matthias just yelled at Junior to fucking help out Vi.
So, on Matthias saying something, Junior, with his rapid reflexes, snaps in front of Vivian and smacks the gun out of her hand.
All right, is Vivian going to try and stop him, or do we need to do a roll
I
here?
think narratively Vivian's too weak after getting a knife in her chest.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably a bit of shock. And
yeah.
On that, after smacking her hand down with that same left hand from the smack of the gun out of her hand, as it collapses to the ground at her feet, or bounces off the ground at her feet, he points at her and says, "The second and the fifth Camarilla tradition. Say it, and then I'll let you speak. Until then, you're putting the rest of us at issue here. Shut it."
Fuck off.
And then takes a few steps away from Vivian. And
While
then
you're
turns
doing
back
that,
over to
Steven
Clark.
just kills the running, screaming woman. Just shoots her.
And without hesitation, as Junior's unflinched by the sound of the gunshot, he slowly turns back towards Steven, raises his hat. "I'm sorry. I think we've gotten off to the wrong foot here."
You're messing with some pretty powerful people at this point.
I gathered that.
Does the Prince of New York recognize his claim on this domain? Orion asks out loud.
Do I care?
Well, the laws of the Camarilla only apply if the prince says they
While
do.
I'm feeding this fucking city, I don't give a shit.
Orion, we need to go by way of the fifth tradition here. Start with that, and then we can see what else needs to be done here. Fair?
Fifth tradition only applies if this is his domain.
Junior just shakes his head and he starts walking away from the car. He just kind of puts his hands half up and then back down, and he's walking away.
Look, I don't want violence either. I just need to know what exactly the situation here is.
The situation is I
kindred in
work
this-
for an organization that is feeding the city. And you are interfering. Unless you'd like to tell the prince why her shipment of blood hasn't arrived. I don't see you running.
Do I have a reason to run?
Run off to your precious little Camarilla. And let them know that you are stopping the shipments of the blood going to them.
It is certainly a choice to make it only women.
I don't catch the women. I don't care. It's a product, nothing more. This is just business.
I don't think any of us intended to interfere with you this evening. At least I certainly didn't. I apologize on behalf of the rest of this group.
Now we can talk like civilized people. And he kind of puts finger quotes up when he says people.
We, as Junior was saying, we do have business interests in this area. Obviously, this area belonging to you, we would need your permission to do so.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't move a thing down here without my say-so.
I think Junior knows more of the details of it than I do.
I've run the docks down here for a few months now.
Quaid comes walking up out of the shadows.
You work for a certain system. He also uses air quotes.
Say that, yeah. I have contacts with them. I allow them permission to use the docks, ensure the product gets to them safely. They pay me. And below the radar, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. I think we would accept a debt owed to you for the loss of your product this evening.
That one? That was weird.
Which one? Sorry.
He kind of points at the body laying in the parking lot.
Oh. Does Junior head back, or is he just walking away still?
Junior's still walking away. I think after probably 50 feet, he might look over his shoulder to see if people are still standing, but he's still walking away.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking now.
Quaid's walking in.
You can see Junior kind of wave over to you, Quaid, as you're walking towards the car. Just wave and motion you over to come over to him.
Quaid kind of glances toward the car and then heads toward Junior.
No, Quaid getting to Junior. Junior kind of mutters,
What's going on, man?
I thought we were going to have a conversation. That's Stephen Clark over there from my clan, who's kind of on the outs. But based on some of his verbiage, it seems the Vivian's beast came out and decided to get a little harsh. So she got a little return in kind. When you stab somebody, they're going to stab you back. Or shoot someone and they'll stab you. Whatever. Anyways, so I'm trying to deal with the situation, and then Orion starts piping up. I don't know. It seems like there's like 5 heads going 10 ways from Sunday. We need to try to talk with this guy, and I don't know what the hell the deal is. It seems people are pissed off about how things are being done with how we get fed.
Oh,
It's
fuck
like
me.
people don't understand what it is to be undead. That
Fuck,
I
they're
don't
all
know.
women. They're all
I-
women, and she threw a fucking duck fit.
So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but
Let
we
me go
need to-
over there and see if I can calm this fucking shit down. God damn it.
we need to make deals with the Stephen Clark guy if you want to start moving product through here. That's all I got to tell you. And I think we came over here with the potential for communication. Now we're gonna have to. Oh, I don't know how many goddamn boons to try to rectify this fucking shit.
Well,
So
at least I didn't kill his guys. Or I don't think I killed him. I maybe didn't kill him.
You might have.
That was all. That was a hell of a roll.
That was fucking 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Oh no, probably not. There's only 1 10 or 3 10s there, not 4.
Junior definitely pinches his fucking nose when Quaid said that. Like, kind of grimaces.
Quaid just shrugs and starts back toward the car.
I don't know if I can say anything right now.
Okay, and while you two are talking, the conversation between Orion and Steven can continue, and Matthias and Vivian can interject at any point they like.
At this point, Matthias is just leaning back against the car, just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Ryan's trying to figure out why he's being the sane one in the group at the moment.
It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
So who's mommy, who's daddy, and who's the uncle?
Right?
As long as the uncle isn't a clown, it's all good. Sorry.
So yeah, go ahead.
Well, assuming that Junior and would like to come back over and talk with you, he can explain some of the details of what they had idea for here. I'm really not knowing what all the details are myself, but obviously any deal would need to go through you, and I think even though we've
Preferably.
gone off to the wrong right, and even though we've gone off the wrong foot tonight, I don't see why a deal can't be struck.
I'm all about making deals.
Quaid comes walking in.
I'm not particularly happy about being shot.
Understandable. Feel like you gave as good as you got, and then some.
Normally it'd be their head.
And I'm sure she appreciates your restraint. I know I do.
And Quaid
He walks over to Vivian. Just like very nonchalantly, like not threatening in any way. I'll take my knife back.
Why don't you pull it out?
All right. He reaches up, grabs the handle, and pulls it out none too gently.
Oh, I'm grimacing as the player, not the character.
Chunks of flesh caught in the serrated edge.
She's gonna say, I'd say you throw like a girl, but that'd be a compliment.
Vivian?
You better watch your fucking tongue.
Oh,
Especially
no,
when you're in a situation you know fucking nothing about.
no, I'm going to speak up. Vi, get in the fucking car, please.
She's gonna do so.
And Quaid walks up.
All right. Is Junior joining Quaid, or is it just Quaid that walks up?
No. Junior kind of follows Quaid. He'd be about like a good 5, less than 10 steps behind Quaid.
All right.
Yeah. And is not going to speak up until kind of Quaid starts. He's going to kind of wait on Quaid walking into the situation, and Junior's paying special attention with his ears, kind of looking down to put more attention to that as he's walking up to what kind of conversation are we walking into.
And Quaid walks up and says, Mr. Clark.
A little bit of respect. I like it.
I
He
think
kind
things
of wipes
got
the
a little out
blade
of
off in
hand.
his jeans.
There was nothing about this that was intentional.
He
Other
kind
than-
of
Other
like-
than her shooting you, and she's touchy about women. It's
it's dirty business. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's been going on for a while now,
yeah.
and I was hoping to catch him
Well,
using my
That's-
docs without my permission.
that's your business, is none of ours, and we did not intentionally mean to trample on it. I put your guys back there down. I don't think they're totally broken, but they were out.
What of the product?
We would like to move product through here.
I don't give a shit about that product. I give a shit about the fucking product that was on that fucking shipping container.
They ran in all directions, man. They took one look at me and hauled ass.
Fuck.
Yeah. Like I said, unintentional.
This isn't just, you know, something you can just brush off. You know that, right?
Yeah, we're gonna owe you.
Not just me.
Ah, shit.
The
How deep
system's
a
going to
pile
be
of-
is going to be raining holy hell in this area, looking for their goddamn product.
the system? Holy fuck.
Holy fuck is right. I've tried my best to maintain a fucking low profile down here. And you come in and fucking, you know, just fuck everything up.
We just came down here to kind of scope things out. Saw that shit going down.
And decided to be fucking heroes.
Well,
But you shot me. Not the people
I-
responsible.
yeah. Well, I didn't shoot you, but I understand your grievance.
Ironically, the shooting started with Junior over there.
Yeah.
Randomly just blew his fucking 6-shooter out the fucking window.
Well, I thought I saw something else out there. That's all. And it wasn't.
That the side of the building really, feels bad about it.
Sanskrit after you too?
Maybe. I
Fucking
I
asshole.
I don't like dealing with them too much and twitching and.
He's a fucking prick. A stupid one at that. Thinks he's gonna take on the Hudson.
Well,
Well,
I was
everyone
pretty-
causes something.
I was in pretty good standing with him until fucking I told him no. Then suddenly I'm a traitor.
ain't that
Just
the
because of the no, they're fucking.
Because I don't
spreading-
want to run to my suicide.
Mm.
We sent in the scouts. How many came back?
None.
And why the fuck would I want to go in there all half-cocked?
From what I hear, the ones that went in there full cock didn't come back.
No.
So I want nothing to do with it. And keep
Don't
doing
blame me.
business and carry on. This fucking asshole thinks he's gonna fucking retake the Hudson, some fucking dumb shit.
Yeah.
Seems
Look,
then we have
we're
this,
no part of that. We came down here to try to get a feel for who was here and who we needed to deal with, and it looks like we fucking blundered into that. We also blundered knee deep into shit doing it. But
Goddamn right you did.
we're looking to move product. If this is your place, I don't have a problem with you getting a percentage without lifting a fucking finger just for letting it roll through. Business.
correct?
Oh, now you want to? Now that you fucked this up and the place is gonna be crawling with fucking circulatory system fucking people, you want to run product through here. How do you think that's gonna work out?
At this point, not real great.
Well, can I ask one
you know,
one question? Let me in.
No. Yeah.
You said someone was already doing it against your will. Is that correct, Mr. Clark?
Yeah. Not even decency of fucking pay. Didn't even fucking try.
As a partial payment to the debt we owe you, any information you give towards us, we will handle them. We will eliminate them.
You're gonna eliminate the circulatory system.
It's
Good fucking luck.
It's a circulatory system that's against your. I thought we were talking drugs, not blood bugs.
We were, but that's not what the problem is.
The problem,
The problem is that this shipment that we just disrupted was the circulatory system. And that's very, very, very bad news.
Considering no one knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah. We don't even see
Except
it.
the, the hires ups, the people who do the buys and that kind of shit. And now we have their fucking full attention. Which is
And their
something we don't
profits
want.
Yeah. Well,
We want it even less than you do, trust me. Because we're the ones on the fucking dime. Fuck me.
Well, what about going on a hunt right now and get back some of the loose ones?
Yeah, that sounds like a good first place to stop. Let's capture as many as the runs that got away as we can.
How many were there? 4, 6, 10?
They just said about a dozen, maybe 20 at a time. From what I can gather.
There's a dead one in a container.
A dead one.
Yeah.
They usually don't let that happen.
Yeah. Lying on the floor inside it. I didn't go check her, but it didn't look good.
Well, maybe we should do that.
Well, we can do that. This was a regrettable error. We want to do what we can to repair it. So let's start there.
I don't know what we can do at this point. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. There's no doubt shipments I haven't fucking caught. I was going through some of the paperwork. I saw this cargo vessel had a couple of missing containers on it because they're filling them up to the brim, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the times and that kind of shit. When it's got room for a couple more containers, I kind of catches my eye. I figure I'd come down and take a look. Then somebody decided to get in my fucking way. And then somebody else decided to fucking shoot me.
Oh,
So you're telling me this is a container that kind of fell off the truck?
Kinda.
Kinda.
and the two guys,
So
are they your guys or is that system guys?
Probably system guys.
well,
Either that or just nobody's that are just on the take.
yeah.
People
They
do
may
anything
need
for a buck, right?
They may need to go to sleep then.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
get
I
off
don't
my
think they
belly.
did. Yeah, they don't. I don't think they saw anything. They didn't have time. But
The question is, what do we do when they come down here? When we don't know who the fuck they are.
don't be here. Well, I mean, yeah, you're here. I got you. Fuck me.
From what I gather, you guys are down here as well.
we're just a few minutes up the road.
That bar, fucking Sanguine something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. Never stopped by.
Well, our door's always open to you.
I appreciate that. As long as we keep our trigger fingers pointed away from me, they'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't drawn on you, man.
I
And he
believe.
kind of slips the knife back in its sheath, and starts striding towards the shipping container. Well, let's take a look, shall we?
I fall in with him.
I'm gonna see if my car's drivable and just pull on the side of the road.
It is, but with some difficulty.
Yeah.
Like the tire's gonna have to be replaced. Probably the that bar that controls the front tires.
Yeah. Like the upper arm swing or something. Got
Yeah, it's the car stuff.
axle.
Suspension's fucked up.
Suspension's
Suspension's fucked up. That's
Axles.
just like-
Yeah. You bent the tie rod. It's okay.
Tie rod, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Junior opens up
Uh,
the back door to the car and just kind of leans in toward Vivian and just says, I got no problem defending you, Vivian, but I'd rather know our enemies first before we start capping them in the face.
Whatever.
We gotta make sure we know who we're dealing with before we start trying to off them. All right?
Is
I'm gonna
everything
smack the
figured
gun
out?
out of your hand out of respect for him, not for you.
I don't
You
need to conversate. I get it. Let's just get out of here. Are you guys done talking?
Well, I think we gotta do a bit of
We're
a
gonna.
fishing expedition first before we get out of here.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Sit,
Alright.
sit tight if you want. Come with you if you
No, I
want.
need to help. You're my coiterie.
Then let's go look at this shitty situation we're in now.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so the group of you, along with Steven, make your way towards the shipping container. That one lantern's still there. The two bodies of the men are still laying there. And inside the shipping container, it is filthy. It smells like excrement. There's a handful of sleeping bags that have been kind of laid out at the back of the shipping container. And in the center of the floor, there's a body. Just laying there, arms akimbo.
Is it a male or a female? That's
It's a female.
Jesus.
Does it look like she's been dead for a while?
Yes and no. Not a long while, but definitely not more than a couple hours.
I'm going to do a quick
One of
exam.
them-
Look for any
one of them-
wounds or whatever.
It looks like she has been drained. There's a smile carved into her face. Like hideously, like a loose skin hanging off of it. Lack of blood. Just exposing the pink flesh.
They had a stowaway.
Well, that's not good.
She's tapped. And they mortared her with this. Whatever this is. Have you seen this before? A porno.
No, they like the product intact. This is fucking
What up?
useless.
One of them was yelling something about a creature from below.
The
Couldn't
fuck?
underst- I
You know
couldn't
what this
understand
is?
what- No.
And he looks over at Junior. This is Sanskrit.
Why the fuck? So they want to get rid of the Camria just to bolster their position. This is the wrong time of the fucking time to play with this shit. Oh my god. If this is them,
Of course
Well,
it is.
that's yeah.
Take
exactly.
me out, take you out,
Junior kind of puts a bit of a half smirk on his face.
take out these guys.
This
Any
is
kind of
fucking
motions at the rest of you.
Sanskrit. What proof can you get for the Sanskrit? Because we can take this back to the higher up, so that way, in case the system comes to play, we can address it with the Primogen here in the city.
You think the Primogen's going to do anything to fuck with their food source?
No, but it'll stop them from going after other people from dragging them in, right? So if we can get some facts in the Sanskrit here,
I got no fucking proof. I just know it's him. Who else would it be?
you heard of Samitsi in the area?
Of course. That's what's up in the Hudson.
Mm-hmm. So the beast below with these people talking could be that.
Excuse
So
me.
the
Could be.
Sanskrit of Samis.
Are you saying the Samitsi that's loose in New York is the same, very same that did this? The sands.
No, Sanskrit
no,
is
no.
of the ministry.
Oh,
Sanskrit's the
ministry.
of
Okay.
the land.
We used to have the island in the north end of the Hudson there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We used to hold that domain until we were evicted.
By
The cunt.
Panhard.
No.
No. Fucking Tsamitsi, man.
Oh, that
Mhm.
cunt. Okay.
And
They
since
went in and tried to take her, or they went in there to try to find out what was going on, and most of them never came back out.
none of them.
No, a couple of them got back.
It's news to me.
That's how we know as much as we know.
That makes sense. Makes
If
better
anybody
sense.
got out, we wouldn't know it was a fucking Tsamitsi.
No, that was through other sources. We got that.
But from everything that apparently she said, she wants the Hudson. The Hudson is hers. And everything in it.
So that object that the fucking Tremere and the Samitsi are looking for are there. You hear about this?
You heard something about it. I don't fucking know.
Well, it's enough that the Tremere have come here in force, looking for it.
Who knows what they do? Fuck.
Yeah.
They claim to be looking for some kind of damn relic, but that could be just double talking bullshit. We don't know what the hell they're here for.
Exactly.
Other than to get the
Come out of
hell,
a
other
Tremere's
than to get
mouth.
the hell out of Boston, because you know,
Wow, what's going on in Boston?
Second Inquisition.
After they took it over. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And now they're
Fucking
here.
great to
Gonna
deal
fuck
with.
So
things
all of a sudden they've come back to New York because it wasn't healthy where they were.
Either way, this is a problem.
Oh yeah.
So, fuck. All right. So you guys have that sanguine bar. I'm holding the dogs. Therefore, we are all liable
Mm-hmm.
until they find out who did what.
That's right.
You didn't do this. And he points at the body on the ground. Right.
Nope.
I didn't do this.
I mean,
Because you stopped me on the way
Quaid,
here.
Quaid reaches over and touches her. Is her body cool to the touch?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not even warm, man. I mean, there's no way. I mean, you saw when we got here. There's no way that could be me.
I didn't see when you got here. You saw when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
But logic would presume you were all in the car. You were either coming or going.
We were just cruising, trying to get the layout down here. We didn't know anything about the damn docks. That's why we were here.
So right now,
Just blundered into this shit out of pure fucking bad luck.
I'm happy to work with you in some shipments. That's fine. But it ain't going to be anytime soon.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
My goal is to keep my head as low as fucking possible. Clean up this mess to avoid any Inquisition bullshit, any police fucking attention, because don't need that as well. Don't need to give them another fucking tool to use.
All of that sounds like very, very sensible goals that we could definitely sign on for.
So I'll tell you what. In exchange for your little shooting rampage, why don't you clean up the mess? We'll call it even.
Done.
Define clean up the mess.
All the loose people. He kind of
Matthias is already in
nudges
the
body with his foot.
Matthias is already in the back of the car laying out extra large plastic garbage bags. We'll collect them.
I don't care what you do with them. Probably not a good idea. It's not like they got fucking photo menus. At least not yet. Or maybe they do. I don't fucking know.
We'll move them out of the neighborhood. It'll be somewhere else.
They're just gonna wind up on the street anyways. They got no money, no fucking IDs, no passports, no nothing. Most of them probably don't even speak the fucking language. Poor bastards.
Most of them I heard didn't. And I didn't speak whatever the hell they were speaking. We'll catch the ones we can. They got a pretty good head start at this point, and they could be anywhere. They scattered like a bunch of BBs dropped on a tile floor, man.
Yeah, but they got to find their way out of here. You know how tricky it is to find your way out of here, and they're on foot.
Yeah.
And they haven't eaten in days, no doubt. They'll be a little starved.
Yeah, they're probably within, I would say, probably no further than half mile.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they going to do? Run over to the fucking police?
No. Well, it's time for a bit of roundup here, ladies and gents.
Hey, Junior, you got a minute? Can I talk to you?
Yeah, no problem. For you anytime. And he slowly does a bit of a side eye, like not side eye, like screw you coterie, but just a bit of a glance over at the coterie as he kind of scans the horizon and then walks over towards Clark.
Clark leads you a little ways away from the rest of the coterie.
Matthias looks at Orion and go, I thought he said he was on his shit list.
It's on Sanskrit
up.
shit list.
That's not... Oh. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know whether he can hear us, and we don't need to piss him off any further. Anybody
Just
hungry?
speaking.
Quaid kind of nudges the two guys on the ground with his toe.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. For once.
I imagine Vivian could use a drink.
I don't want to drink from someone like this. I'm thirsty. I will still find something.
These are the scumbags that were transporting those women, Vivian.
Right?
You sure?
No, I'm not gonna drink from fucking livestock.
Seems like perfect people to heal your wounds from.
No, these are the guys that were bringing the girls over.
These are the guys that were running
know.
the container.
I know.
Okay.
I just.
All right. It's a matter of scruples. Okay.
Okay.
It's.
Well, we're not gonna. We're
But
not gonna do.
Quaid makes a never mind gesture. You know, asked and answered. You don't have to explain anything.
Just load up the bodies. Let's get the one in the container, and the one fucking that dude shot. We'll go find a place to get rid of him, or they could find peace somewhere maybe.
Well,
What are we doing with them when we got them? Are we bringing them back to the container?
No, we're cleaning up the scene, getting rid of the bodies.
Oh, but we're also hunting down the ones that they're missing, right?
I think for the moment it's gather
Put them all in
these
the
up,
car?
put them in the car, get them back to the bar, hide them, get them out of sight.
This car's not going to drive too much longer. The tie rod's
Well,
fucked
we're
up.
only a few blocks away, man. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's fine, but it's
mean,
going to be...
you planning on walking back to the bar carrying bodies?
No, I'm just letting you know
Limp the
where...
car back and park. Limp the car back, park it in the lot, bring the bodies down in the basement, lock them down, and then, you know, I guess probably call a different car service.
I'll call and tell them we were on the side. Someone hit us when we were parked. It's fine. I'll deal with that.
I'm just saying that tonight's probably not the time to have to deal with that crap.
No, I'll return
So-
it. I'll return it tomorrow.
And we need wheels, so park it in the lot behind the club.
It's going to be
and-
behind the club. I'll deal with it tomorrow.
Right, that's fine. And then we call another car service and get a different car. Because they're probably not going to want to bring us another one since we just sprang this one. I mean, they might. Fuck. That's your deal, man. You know what-
It's under contract. It's fine.
Cool.
All right. Meanwhile, a few dozen yards away. How trustworthy are these guys?
Right now, I trust them all with my life. They're still
Oh, you're
pretty
fucking
new and
gonna.
visceral. What's that?
You're fucking gonna. With Sanskrit and fucking the circulatory system after our ass?
Mm-hmm.
They're all gonna be gunning for the docks. Sanskrit wants to push me out. He just wants me dead. And that doesn't work for me. And you guys want to cut a deal with me, and it's not going to work for you either.
Hmm.
So I got a bit of a proposal.
What's that?
You help me hold this place, and we'll work out a deal.
That also means we get access to your contacts here for the dogs. You've been able to Masquerade through here.
He kind of grinds his teeth a little bit. We'll figure it
Junior
out.
looks away and slowly looks back up at him. And
We'll
provided
figure
we-
it out.
I think I like that kind of deal, as long as we're both coming out ahead. benefiting each other.
We're both gonna live. It's kind of the plan, right?
It's the best benefit there is. One more night.
Because I have no Sanskrit. I have no idea what he's gonna do. Whether or not he's too busy with the bitch on the fucking Hudson, or whether or not he's gonna make me a priority. Circulatory system is gonna make us a priority. God knows how much they paid for this. I've just been watching so far. But now, we're forced into some action here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to want to know what the fuck is up. And that is going to be a problem. They're not going to stop till they find out.
No, but we just got to keep going with those, as I was implying, the factual misdirections toward either the Samitsi or...
Misdirect to who?
The system, once they start snooping around and asking questions.
You think they're going to ask questions?
Not ask, but they'll be wanting answers.
The only questions that they'll ask is if you're tied to a table screaming.
Mm-hmm.
They moved in. Fuck. Not long ago. Here they're at a fucking Chicago, Illinois, Indiana, somewhere around there. I don't fucking know. Don't know who's in charge here. There is somebody in charge, though. I've talked to a few people. Some guy called the broker. Guy, girl, I don't fucking know. No one's seen him. Nobody knows their face. They're sticking to the shadows.
All right.
So that's going to be a problem.
Well, it can be, but maybe a bit of a heads up to on our side to those above our heads, so that way we might be able to garner some extra information, might be viable. But let us handle that.
You trust them? They'll give a shit about us.
Not really.
Most of them would rather we were gone. They don't remember fucking 99.
They don't remember that because it doesn't suit them now.
Mm-hmm. But that, regardless of which, the politics doesn't matter. I'm not going back on the fucking Hudson because that's a death warrant. Seems like a really stupid idea. I don't want to get involved with whatever the circulatory system is. I just want my cut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we want our cut.
Let's stay focused on that. And then we need to have a bit of a misdirection in regards to what happened with this container. So we'll round up with what's left.
Something happened. Fucking Sanskrit happened. It's obvious.
Yep. When put to pain, just remember it's Sanskrit that did this.
Well, who else would it be? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we better round up these fucking women before they get too far.
Yeah, we'll each spread out and try to garner what we can here. And
I know what the fuck to do with them.
Well, I know what to do with them. Unfortunately, the one who took a pop off at you will actually take good care of these ones for the time being. So
I mean, fine.
yeah,
I don't care.
stable.
Sure.
But we'll at least put them in a place of safety for now, and that'll keep
Sure.
the princess happy. But,
As long as we can make them disappear and there's no trail coming back to us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's all I got. He just kind of shrugs.
All right. Well, let's get these girls rounded up and take it from there.
All right, so everyone's going on this quest to round up the girls?
I'm just here to pick up dead bodies and store this car.
Okay, so Matthias is taking care of the dead bodies and the rest are going after the girls?
Junior is.
Orion will help.
Quaid is.
That being said, I'm starting to feel a little nauseous. I think I might have to dip out.
Yeah, we're almost done here.
And Junior does go over to Vivian, and I've kind of made with part of the deal here for these girls that managed to escape the shipping container. That once we finish gathering them up, that we're going to take them over to your place for place of safety. All right, Vivian.
Whatever. Just let's round them up.
Yeah, round them up, and we'll get them into your care and your custody, so that way they'll be safe and away from whatever beast that Quaid was talking about. I'm not sure what that's about, but
Thank you.
all right. Yeah.
All right, let's just how do I want to do this? Because I don't want to do a big long thing with hunting down the girls.
I was going to say, based on successes, is how many we actually capture still alive.
Yeah, something like that. Let's just. I don't know what it would be. What's a hunting roll?
Street,
Survival?
streetwise survival.
Yeah,
so-
survival plus wits or intelligence.
Survival or streetwise? Because I think streetwise
Streetwise,
could
yeah.
apply here. Plus resolve.
Sure.
Wits, resolve.
Intel, maybe?
I could be sold on it, I think.
How about persuasion to try to get these women to
Fine.
trust us when we
Same
don't
stats,
speak
right.
their fucking language? What about persuasion? If
Or
we had to
we-
try to convince these women that we don't speak their language, hey, push the talk.
I'm more worried about just finding them, because worst case scenario, you just grab them and throw them in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wits and awareness.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
That's the classic. You know, do we notice them up the alley somewhere or something?
Yeah, we could do that too. So there's, sorry, 4 of you, 5, including Steven, that are hunting down these women. So somebody make the roll plus 5.
I got it.
All right. And then successes will determine how many out of the 12 we can actually locate.
Oh, 10 now.
Or 10. Yeah.
2 dead girls, 2 dead guys in the car.
Damn, son.
Damn, son.
So that is 8 successes. Okay, within the hour, you guys have them rounded up. We'll forego all the bullshit of getting them back to Vivian's place, assuming Vivian takes them.
She would gladly take in people.
Okay. You take them in and, do what you gotta do, comfort them and kind of give them food and shower and fresh clothes and bed to sleep in. And the rest of you kind of disperse your separate ways. Except for
I
you,
think
Matthias.
also, I was going to say Matthias would be handy to kind of help ease the women's minds from the happenings of tonight as well, to make an easier integration at Vivian's place. That would
The
be
problem is
Junior's.
he'd have to speak to them and understand them. They'd have to understand her.
Right.
Vivian's persuasion, Vivian's what you call it, presence
Presence, yeah.
would probably work a lot better because it's just the aura or the feeling thereof, right?
Yeah,
Strong feeling of security with Vivian.
I'll buy that.
Right.
Does Vivian have another place other than our basement?
Yeah, she's got a the brothel.
She's
don't
got
she?
the brothel, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the brothel is actually upstairs, isn't it?
I thought it was just the back half of the bar.
No, well, it can be. The bar's still under construction. You guys can design it whatever way you like. But for right now, it's upstairs because it's still under construction. There's still exposed 2x4s and a vapor barrier hanging off the walls and shit.
Yeah, that's Alex's call, I think. But I'm fine.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alex was going to design it.
For the time being, it doesn't matter. We figure out a place for them to sleep.
They're
Yeah.
away from us.
They're out of a container. They get fed in the shower, and we're not trying to rape them or kill them. I think they'll go along with it.
Yeah, more or less. You know, they are prostitutes to begin with, so Vivian's line of work is going to be nothing new for them. Only Vivian might actually pay them.
Yeah, she would.
Might even be a girl working there that speaks one of their languages.
There probably is. Like, just an odds, they're all Eastern European.
Do we have whores, or do we have willing blood bags that we take out of the blood, out of like a proper blood draw, like into a
Vivian
bag?
has her thing going on that's completely separate from everybody else.
Okay, I gotcha.
I think once they go into Vivian's hands, they're kind of out of ours. That's up to her.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of, unless there's a reason to bring them back into play, that they're kind of that
Gotcha.
scene or whatever is kind of done with. However, not quite done. Because Matthias, when you get back to the bar, there's a message waiting for you
All right.
with a phone number.
I will go in my desk drawer and pull out a prepaid cell phone with limited minutes and call it.
Okay, after 2 rings, it picks up. Yes, this is Andrew Worsted.
I was given
Can I
this
help
number. I was given this number.
Your name, please?
Echo.
Yes. Miss Meyer would like to speak with you.
Is she at her residence, or would we like to meet somewhere specific?
This is a secure line, so we can speak
Okay.
somewhat freely.
I'm on a prepaid, so
Let me transfer you through.
thank you.
And there's some nice classical music that plays. And then on the other end, the line picks up. Mr. Echo.
Miss Meyer, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I've had a day. But
Every night is a night.
Recently, yes, I would definitely agree. The reason for my reach out was to go through the proper channels, as I called the office, and I scheduled an appointment for 2 years from now because I'm a nobody. But I wanted to come to you and go through the proper protocols about speaking to someone about expanding our coterie's influence here in Hunts Point. Not too large, obviously. We just, because I mean, if you know, we are literally a half a city block. We would like to expand just a little bit more. Just give us a little bit extra room, if that's
Well, coincidentally, my organization would like to see you part one with us.
Oh,
And of course, we'll reciprocate in kind. You are strategically placed to something that is of great interest to my organization.
okay.
As you are aware, during this pandemic, there's been a great number of resources that are used to supply the denizens of the city and beyond.
Yes.
I smell profit.
I smell big problem. I understand your position. You are obviously of great stature, but when it comes to me and my coterie, we are unknown. And
However, with the weight of my organization behind you, you are no longer nobody.
well, okay. I would definitely like to have more of this conversation in person if we can just find a time sometime this week to sit down and go over the fine details.
Absolutely. I will have my people contact your people with an appropriate date and time.
We'll look forward to that message.
Tell me, is there anyone controlling the area down there?
Ironically, I just found out tonight.
I see. That is a slight problem.
It's may not be because we potentially might be going into business with them.
That is a problem. Understand that my offer extends to you out of respect of a clanmate.
I understand.
That's not to say that your coterie could not support my organization and reap benefits thereof. However, we do not allow just anyone into our organization. So whoever is down there is going to need to be removed.
Understood. I will gather some information and I'll present it to you when we have time to get together next.
Good night, Mr. Echo.
Good night.
And the phone hangs up, and the cameras go dark. As now the coterie is left with a pivoting decision to make. One that will guide the rest of the game. So who's got the recap for next game?
I would love to hear from Vi's side if Alex will.
I think Alex just did one recently.
Yeah.
I did one the week before.
Yeah, so who should have been Trent actually, but he's sick. TDC, you did one recently too, didn't you?
Yeah, wasn't prepared, and I just did one off the cuff.
Well,
Why don't we
Tyler,
bounce up to
Michael or
Ty?
so. Yeah, I can do it. I took some notes for tonight, so that's okay.
I have my VOD up, so you can listen to it again while you
Cool.
while you catch up on your notes.
All right, so Ty. What are my questions again? What did you learn?
What did I learn? Well, I
Beginning of
learned.
the story, you should learn a lot.
Yeah. Let's see here. Beyond Quaid having a very OCD style room, I did learn that Stephen Clark not only is a man with a knife, but he likes to patrol the docks himself to keep an eye on what the fuck is going in and out of the docks, like the system's blood bags.
All right, take a point. Alex.
Can you come back to me? I'm so sorry.
Yep. Okay. Michael.
My internet cut out for a second again.
I learned that Stephen Clark has basically a blood enemy who's trying to push him into doing things he doesn't want to do and who he thinks is setting him up.
All right. Take a point. TDC.
I learned that Junior has the exact same blood enemy that wants to make them do unthinkable things.
All right, take a point. Back to Alex.
I learned that despite everything, not everyone has a favorable view on the current, even after their return.
Not everyone has favorable what? Sorry?
View. Not everyone is happy that the prince is back.
All right, take a point.
Yeah.
Look at Alex, look at the bigger picture.
Bravo.
Ty,
That's a good point, though.
what's really going on?
Well, it seems to me that some people are doubling down on making some plays from before Panhard was rediscovered and brought back to being the princedom or thereabouts, as the Sanskrit leading the ministry is now trying to force hands and force actions And I have no doubt that some other groups are going to be very much doing the same as what Alex had already inferred to with Panhard being looked down upon for coming back into power, that if she lost power so quickly and easily and unknowingly, how can she maintain that power when it was so easily taken? So there is definitely whatever hole she came out of, she is in a theoretical dripping of tasty blood just oozing around her with a bunch of hungry vampires seemingly waiting to pounce on her, looking for one instance of weakness. That's what I think's going on at the moment, is this setting up of I'm going to pounce. No, I'm going to pounce. And everyone's trying to get their allies beside them. And if they feel that they're strong enough, they're going to make that pounce on Panhard and take the city.
All right, take a point. Alex.
Even with Panhard's return, I feel like a lot of things are kind of just business as usual. That things and just vampires aren't ever going to change. There's still going to be shady business dealings. There's still going to be under the cover things, and the fact that she's back has really changed nothing.
All right. Yeah, true. Take a point. Michael.
I learned that Stephen Clark has been raiding the circulatory system and making the odd shipment of theirs fall off the back of the truck for all of what he's squawking at us about how we're going to stir them up. He's been pre-stirring that pot.
Are you sure it was him?
He said something to the effect of he's been tracking invoices and he's basically noting the unattached containers and snatching one when he gets a chance.
He never said they're snatching one.
He was watching
He said
them.
he's watching them.
He was trying to figure out who was doing it.
Because obviously he has the ability to do like drug shipments and that kind of shit.
Yeah, well.
Or make shit fall off the back of a truck.
I guess now he knows who was doing it.
We all found out real quick who was playing what.
A hard fucking way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and since he's claimed domain of the docks, he considers all that to be his. Therefore, it's his profit, right?
The question is, he can consider that all he wants, but there's a prince in town who may not agree.
A prince who seems to be very occupied.
True enough.
Mm-hmm.
And take a point, Michael, regardless.
Thank you,
TDC.
We are the rope in a tug of war game.
How so?
We have a player that's staking claim to the docks and another player that wants to take control of the docks via proxy, with us being how close we are. So we're being like, well, we'll work out a deal with Steven, and obviously the rest of the camera, the coterie doesn't know about my phone call tonight. So it's definitely it's a political. The game of chess is officially started.
Yes, it has. And now you have to choose a side. Take a point. So, Ty, how'd this session make a Junior feel?
Junior was feeling all right, but then when it came time for affecting what we kind of had the initial onset for, he got flustered and frustrated as what he felt that we were striving towards a goal. Everyone seemed to kind of as soon as the ghoul smacked us in the face, instead of putting up our hands and getting ready to try to deal with it, it was just we kind of splattered in a bunch of different directions at once, and sure, although it may have been precipitated by some of his PTSD or slash bestial failures, whatever, just is who he is. He feels that as much as he's willing to die for the coterie still has to start learning to trust each other and work well with each other, instead of like to put the coterie ahead of the individual goals. That's kind of how he's feeling. Not left out, but we got to pull back a little bit to hold hands to step forward. I don't know. That's kind of how Junior's feeling, if that makes sense.
Oh, it is a kind of a complicated situation, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone was on board until the look of the deal appeared to be a lot uglier
Mm-hmm.
than initially anticipated.
Yeah. So it's not that Junior has no regret. He's got no remiss. He's not pissed off at anyone. It was just kind of, guys, come on, type of, almost.
The train jumped off the tracks for a moment there.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully it's just a simple skip. That's it. And it doesn't happen.
I mean, I kind of think, well, it's hard to say because, this was morals versus practicality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And neither of which were going to be parallel all the time.
Never. Yeah. Good luck.
So, no one's particularly wrong in this instance. But there's things that will definitely be more to the advantage and things that otherwise, unless the mentality of the coterie matches and the morals are matched completely, which will never happen. But that's kind of the minefield you walk through, right, when dealing with other people.
Yep.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So Alex, take a point, sorry.
Thank you.
How'd this session make Vivian feel? Vivian had some strong feelings this session.
Her shoulder hurts a lot. So not happy about that. I think she feels a little annoyed, a little frustrated or coitery for not backing her up as much. Vivian's still somewhat of a new vampire, so seeing the underbelly of Vampire Society and seeing the product they bring in is something that she's still surprisingly not used to, and it's upsetting.
Yeah, okay, fair. So it's kind of shell shocked.
Yeah, like she knows it
this
exists,
is
but
fucking
as long
awful.
as as long as it exists, but as long as she doesn't have to see it, it doesn't bother her. Like how our meat industry is disgusting. I don't have to think about it on a day-to-day basis, but
Right.
Vivian seeing it was just it grossed her out.
Yeah, as it fucking should. I mean, like, let's face facts here. This is fucking awful shit.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt. So I think she feels one, frustrated at her coiterie for not doing something more in the moment and not backing her up as much, and two, kind of disgusted with herself in a way for being what she is.
Or she recognizes like a weakness or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if weakness is necessarily the right word. A lack of jadedness
Mm-hmm.
or something.
She's upset that she's allowing it to even exist, that she's allowing it to like happen under her nose, and that she's not doing more. But what could she do?
How does she feel about taking in these girls?
I think she's happy about it. She's glad that they're not being just used blood bags and killed, but it is stressful on her. She doesn't like taking in more women, but she'll do it if she needs to.
Well, yeah, this has kind of put a cramp in your expansion plans, like a little bit too fast, too soon, and you don't speak their language.
Mm-hmm.
Which I might spend points to learn their language or something. That make be kind of cool down the line.
Yeah, sure.
Or at least maybe get a contact that speaks the language. So
Yeah, that might make sense too. But it's a lot of
Sure.
frustration, and I think her just being a young vampire is something that she's still not fully adjusted to. And
Yeah, I think that's great.
To circle a little bit more on it, she was also in the same kind of situation, treated like a blood bag for a while before becoming a vampire. So it's some like kindred
The
with them
double
a little
whammy.
bit. Yeah, it's like I can relate to these people, which I don't think people in the Coterie know that about her, but
No, they don't.
yeah.
Unless you've told them, like they have no way of knowing.
So it's one of those things that's like, wow, that was very aggressive, Vivian, but it makes sense in context.
Absolutely, I would argue that it makes sense in any context.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
what Vivian did is perfectly human normal. Like, you should definitely not lose any humanity points.
Oh, fuck
No,
no.
not at all.
Yeah. You were the most human in that situation.
The most moral in the situation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the rest of these guys are fucking awful.
Fucking right.
On the human side, it's the moral choice. On the vampire side, it's squeamishness.
Mhm.
And that's basically the two poles that are going on there. The other thing
Totally.
is, if you don't take those girls in, they're dead. I mean,
So it's like
that was the
putting
choice.
putting on more stress on her weight for more people when it's the better thing, and the thing that would be better for her Coiterie in the long run, just be let these women die.
But I absolutely think you played your character, and that there's absolutely nothing wrong with playing your humanity and
I just
playing
worry-
your morality.
I just worry because Vivian's a little impulsive that I get you guys into trouble a lot, so I feel a little bad when
Oh,
when I just
that's-
randomly starting shit.
We had kind of noticed that.
That's the fun part. I like it.
Mhm.
Like, look at my
Okay.
beastful failure. What did I
can
decide to do?
basically right
Start shooting
around you.
out
God
the
damn,
window.
that was hilarious, by the way.
That was unreal. But when I can sit there and write a scene and go, Vivian's gonna snap.
That's so real. Thank you, DM, for doing that.
It's fun.
Because this scene literally could have been a 5-minute scene,
Mhm.
assuming we didn't have all those fucking botched dice rolls.
Mhm.
It would have just been a conversation and that's it. But you ramped the conversation up to 11. Like, it was bad.
Oh,
Like, I was fully prepared to start murdering people.
Real. Love you for that, DM.
I was about to pull the dad moment and to reach back there while driving, just start swinging violently, just after fucking Junior just let off rounds, especially when he ducked under the fucking in the seat. I'm like, I just want to reach over and just beat him right now, just whack, 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 whack. Put that shit away.
I had so much fun with that scene. I'm like, I wonder what this is going to do.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, it definitely
on top of that, you
definitely brought us an introduction.
You've got Trent in there. Well, that's part of the reason he showed up so quickly.
Yeah, like, what the
Like, he
fuck's
initially
going
was
on?
just cruising down the road, like, he doesn't want to draw attention to himself.
And then gun goes off, car stops, someone gets out and runs away, which I'm surprised he didn't see, but he must have been that far away.
Well, no, fucking Michael had a
I was
foot on.
obfuscated. Yeah.
In the car?
No, when
When
I
he got out of the car.
when I
he
left the
obfuscated
car and
himself.
headed down the alley,
Oh, okay.
I was invisible functionally.
Got you.
And that's why when Vivian said, "Oh, there's 5 of us," he looked around. It's like, "Oh, thank you."
I was so confused why he said that for a little bit.
Well, because you gave me the number of people that were there, and I could only see fucking 4. But now I know there's the 5th.
I just heard that thank you, and I was like, God damn it, Vi.
Yeah, no, I went goddamn it fine.
The same thing I was thinking. I'm like, I'm the ace in the hole here, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, no, maybe not.
Not anymore.
Not
Wah, wah,
anymore.
wah.
Yeah, I got to turn on that aspects. Thank you. But yeah, that was great, Vivian. Take a point. And I'm fully on board with everything you did. Like, a lot of people would find that annoying because you're trying to push the story through. But for me, diving into the meat of that character, like the way they think and the way they feel, like, I love that shit.
I'm glad.
Well, it's more realistic, and it gives a lot more breadth to the actual story as to what's going on too.
Like, you can ask Ty or ask any of these guys, anyone who's seen my Chicago game. I try very hard to put people in the tears.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking feel something. Like, shit's bad.
I love how raw Vampire the Masquerade is and how fucking fucked up it is.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Well, it's not going to get any better.
I'm shocked.
Okay, so Michael, how'd this session make Quaid feel?
Oh, Quaid's feeling himself tonight. Quaid didn't fail
Oh.
a single die roll. He went and kicked ass.
Phrasing.
I was like, wait, what's he doing? We have all these girls in the apartments. He's going to do what?
Quaid's going to stay away from the girls. You know,
He said he's feeling himself. He made that quite clear.
Oh, definitely.
Quaid is feeling very good about himself.
There you go.
Quaid did not fail a single roll. His one physical altercation was like a one die roll, 2 guys down. He felt like he was fairly effective talking to Clark.
Water.
Water's
good shit.
He's on the one hand, he hates how screwed up this night is, and that we're right back to having our necks on the chopping block with a circulatory system that we don't know who is and can't see coming. He doesn't like that at all. But his part in the evening tonight, he found very satisfying.
All right. Take a point. How does he feel about the whole situation going on?
He's torn. He sees the business side of it. He sees what Clark's doing. I don't know how. I think Junior had already told me that Clark was of a different sect and he didn't want to be associated with him. And we're suddenly thrown together and talking business partners, at least on a temporary basis. As far as the moral side of it, he sees it, but he also understands that blood that everybody's drinking off the table at the Elysium that we've drank to has to come from some damn where. He's not out trapping people and filling containers, but he does feel that Vivian is a little too squeamish. He understands it. He does. And, you know, he still retains a fair bit of his humanity as well. So he's a little squiggy about it, but it also kind of comes down to self-preservation. And this is a situation where throwing himself into stopping this probably winds up with all of us chopped. So it's kind of a get along and go along kind of. I don't like it a whole lot, but I don't see that I've got a lot of leverage to stop it either.
Gotta eat.
Yeah, that's basically what it comes down to.
And New York's a little bit on edge, especially with the with Boston being hit by the circulatory system. Having tons of people going missing in New York is not a bad look, or not a great look, rather. All right, well, you got your point already. So TDC, how'd this session make Matthias feel?
At first, he was a little downtrodden because everything was a little like, well, we want to do this, and no, you want to do this? Yeah, I'll see you in 2 years. Wait, oh, I really am a nobody again. And,
yeah, that's got to be a little bit of a shock.
And it was like, well, shit, okay. That's why I sent the messenger to Vivian. I'm like, well, shit, I might as well go into my clan and go from there. And then I didn't expect, obviously, the dice rolls led to the whole chaos. And my first reaction was, Junior said this guy was on a shit list. I thought they hated each other, and all Matai saw was Junior being obedient to Steven, which he didn't like. And when he started quoting Camarilla law to someone that's clearly not Camarilla, it really put him on. He was just like, I'm just done with this shit. That's why I had a backseat in this episode. I was just like, until I speak up to kind of control Vi. He was just like, he's Venture. He knows business. He doesn't care. His morals are gone since he helped kill his sire and his fucking sister. So he's just like, whatever. This guy's an asshole. Fuck him. And then the phone call came, which was, it piqued him, and then his mind started wondering how this is going to play out.
Well, it is a big decision.
Yeah, it is.
And it is going to put you on this decision is going to direct the rest of the story.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't care which way you guys swing, but you can't sit on the fence. So that much I can say. Where'd my notes go? So you can side with Stephen Clark, or you can side with Vivian Meyer.
One of the oldest vampires in New York that has business ties everywhere. Or a street thug.
Or someone who seemingly controls the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Or claims to control the dogs.
And therefore could be worth countless, not necessarily a lot more, but comparably at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it's going to depend on your guys' interest. I have a feeling that the Coterie is going to have a little bit of a talk next session.
We'll see.
Or they won't. And there'll be more secrets between Coterie members, which is fine as well.
Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm.
And so a tick point, if I didn't say that already, TDC.
Mm-hmm.
And that wraps up the session.
Yeah, fun session. Thanks. Good little layout for what's to come, I think.
Yeah, well, I still got a few twists and turns to go through.
Of course you do. I'm going to mute Discord while I say goodbye.
We finished Act 1 of 9.
All right, guys. You heard it there. That was episode 1 of the first season off the prequel. And we are in Act 1 of 9. And 9 Circles of Hell. All right. Well, with that being, there was a he said, "I'll give anyone extra XP if they figure out why there's 9x." It's Dante's Inferno, 9 Circles of Hell. But I appreciate y'all. You guys take it easy. Thank you for listening, for watching, for Ham. You're I love you, bastard. Appreciate you. And yeah. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and do yourself a favor and